Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Buffalo Sports Center. Tonight we got another live stream here with me, Don, of course. It's been a couple of weeks. I took a vacation over spring break, and then the Sabres went on a West Coast trip. So, yeah, I guess it's been a while since I've done a stream, but I'm happy to be back. I'm happy to be with all of you here on this fine Wednesday evening as we look forward to this Bruins Sabres game. This is a very important one here for both teams. I'll start with the Bruins, who are just on the inside of the playoff picture. They're sitting at 86 points. They are coming off a loss last night to the Toronto Maple Leafs. So they're looking not to go two in a row with a loss, because that's really damaging, especially when teams like Detroit are only 2 points back. New York Islanders are at 85 points. So Boston's teetering on the edge right now between living and dying, and they need 2 points tonight. They will be playing desperation hockey against Buffalo. The Sabres, meanwhile, we're looking at 6 wins, and the Sabres are in. The Sabres will have clinched a playoff spot. I can't believe I'm saying that. I cannot believe I'm saying that, folks. The Sabres are this close to getting back to the playoffs for the first time since 2011, but that night won't be tonight. Tonight would be a major, big, beautiful step towards that eventual goal of making it back to the playoffs. We got 18 people already. I can see that. Happy to see everyone joining in. We got a couple minutes until the game starts up. Sawyer, what's going on? Chrissy, hello to both of you. And if you guys want shoutouts, just engage with me in the chat. It can get lonely talking here to myself, so I always like reading my screen and seeing the name or the faceless names there. Love interacting with you guys, and it helps out the algorithm. So for a small channel like this, anything counts in terms of liking, subscribing, and chit-chatting with me. And last time I did a stream, there was one user, and I don't remember his name, but there was an old geezer in my chat who was not happy that I was merely asking to subscribe at the end of a stream and not analyzing the Sabres. So I'll try to keep that in check. If that bothers you guys, let me know. And I promise not to make fun of you in private. This is not a democracy here on this channel. Perceived democracy, maybe a republic. But make sure to like. I'll be checking on that periodically. Please shout out me. I did. I gave you your shout out, Chrissy. If you want another, I'll give it to you. Well, we got a couple minutes here. It looks like they're just about now. Did we get through national anthem stuff? I don't know. But I'm curious to see how many Bruins fans are in the crowd. Nope, looks like we're going to skip right over the national anthem. Folks, we're seconds away here from the Sabres-Bruins game. And in case you're wondering where to watch it, without my commentary, it is on TNT. But anyways, folks, we are like that underway here between the Sabres and Bruins. Not much of a build-up from me. TNT just skipped right over the national anthem. That threw off my entire mojo before the game. Oh, looks like there was a dump in. Arvidsson dumped by Dahlin. No arms raised from the referees. Puck remains in there. Dahlin checks Arvidsson down to the ice again, and that will be a penalty against Dahlin. Very early on here. So Dahlin, he's been getting under the skin of a lot of guys, but I'm not sure what was said before the face-off there. Dahlin just kept whacking away at Arvidsson, and eventually the arm was going to go up. And coming off that Anaheim game where the Sabres were 1 for 4 on the penalty kill, definitely not a great idea to be taking penalties again here tonight. So really undisciplined there by Raz. That's a blatant cross-check. I'm not sure what he was thinking there. So, the Bruins have an early opportunity here on the power play. We'll see how this goes. Sawyer, I'm sorry to hear that, man. Alright, right off the face-off, the Sabres win it, and we'll send it down the ice. Boston went 1 for 5 on the power play last night against Toronto, so they're looking to regroup here. And they have the puck at center ice now. Crossing over the blue line is Geeky. Gives it to Pasternak. He turns it over to McLeod. Now he finds Tuck. Here's a mini breakaway. Tuck off the crossbar. Nearly got the Sabres up and running here. McLeod and Tuck remaining dangerous. Bruins again trying to cross over the blue line. They can't. Sabres clear it down the ice. And I didn't even mention Jonas Korpisalo is in net for the Bruins. Nearly was beaten on the first shot of the game. Mason Lowride trying to drop this one back. His back pass deflected away by Benson goes into the zone. Minton retrieves it. And Minton forward for Arvidsson now up the left side. Trying to cross over to Middlestat. He comes in on the near side. Loses the puck going into the corner. Stanley retrieves it. Gets it to the blue line but not out. Here's Middlestat on the near faceoff dive. To the point for Lowry. His shot just wide of Luukkonen. Rebound sits behind the net. Now Kareem's into the near side corner where Stanley chips it out, finds Benson, and Benson now can zoom forward. Over the blue line he goes. Benson puts a shoulder down, takes a shot, deflects wide of Korpisalo. And now he will lose it, and Boston will slowly approach the Sabre zone. Middlestat fires it into the opposite corner there. The far corner, Samuelsson meets his man. Chips it back towards McLeod. McLeod up the boards and out. 10 seconds remain on the power play. The Sabres definitely had the two better opportunities shorthanded, so nice to see that Dahlin's penalty won't stem and ruin momentum. Now it's a turnover here, and here comes Doan. Thompson to Dahlin out of the penalty box, slides it in front. Missed the stick of Doan. It was a 3-on-1, but no one took the shot. Boston coming back the other way. Chips it deep into the Sabre zone. Here's Kastelik behind the net, trying to send it out in front. Picked off there by Doan. And Doan off the near side wall. He'll send it far side. Go Mets. Go Mets. Believe it's opening day tomorrow, right? Or maybe it's tonight. I can't remember. I think the Mets play tomorrow. Their first game against Pittsburgh. I know it's against Pittsburgh. But here are the Sabres going back into the Boston zone. Quinn can't keep it in along the near side boards. Boston now can chip it out. Peyton Krebs now will hand it off here. Quinn across the blue line. Takes the return pass into the corner. Again, can't handle it. Great to see that Quinn's off to a good start here. Lowry will shoot it in. Samuelsson pressured there by Geeky. Samuelsson wins that battle, and now the Sabres can skate out slowly. Here's a good pass from McLeod, far side, a quick shot. Nice shoulder save there by on Samuelsson. There's Connor Timmins, number 21. He's back in the lineup. I forgot to mention him as well. Maybe I should lose the pregame clock tracker thing. I don't even have him on my roster sheet. I almost forgot who 20 was. I thought in my head for a second, who the heck is 21 there in Royal Blue? But it's Connor Timmins. He's back. Which means I think Metz is not in the lineup tonight. Which I don't really get, because Metz has been performing so well for Buffalo. Feels pretty unfair. But there was a nice whistle there. So we're looking at a couple of replays here. First, that Tuck opportunity where he rung it right off the corner of the post and the crossbar. You know, I gotta say, there's way too many Boston fans in the crowd tonight. There's a face-off there. Timmins, he'll play it back to Metza. There's Metza. So who left? I didn't see the lineup. Metza forward to Norris. He loses the puck as he goes across the blue line. And now Kustadinov here for Boston. He'll zoom into the Sabre zone. Drops it. Trying to dish it for Pasternak. He can't find it. And now Ostlund can go the other way. He loses the puck on the near side boards to Aspero. Aspero in the neutral zone. Can't control it. Eventually he finds Pasternak, though. Pasternak trying to... There's a turnover right in front by Byram. Sabres can't clear it. Pasternak, his pass goes off his stick. Now Tuck looking for Ostlund. He didn't have eyes on it. Pass misses him, and that will be an icing call here against Buffalo. Good for Damon. Good for Damon. There's Jonas Korpisalo. His stats are looking pretty brutal. He's 11-9-4, 3.30 goals against average with an 8.91 save percentage. But Boston, almost 5 minutes into the game, have yet to register a shot on goal. Face-off coming up to the right here of Luukkonen. Norris and Zaka leaning into this face-off. It's still within circle. Norris just kind of whacks it back, eventually gets it towards Bo Byram. And Byram, trying to go up the far boards, can't get it out. Kept in there by Arvidsson to the point he goes with that puck. There's a shot rifled wide of Luukkonen. Picked up by Arvidsson on the near boards. He plays it down low to Middlestat, the former Sabre, of course. Sabres eventually get it out of the corner, and here is Ostlund. At the end of a shift, he'll just chip it towards the blue line and get a line change. Boston Bruins, 4th in the Atlantic, looking to break forward here with Castelic. That was nearly too many men. That's shocked. I look tan? Yes, I am tan. Good move coming into the zone. Krebs, he'll pull up in the corner, takes a spill, trying to work off Zadorov. Eventually, the defenseman pokes it away from Krebs, gets it up to center ice here. Glove down. Not going to be a whistle, though. So play continues to move. Tuck, whacking away at it. Neither side really able to generate much pressure in the early goings of this game. Puck juggled and will go out of the zone and look out behind the play. Jeannot decks Connor Timmins. We have some scrums happen, of course, are not afraid to drop the gloves anymore. And there's Tanner Jeannot chirping away with Connor Timmins. Don't hurt Timmins. He just got back. That's a crucial penalty killer. Doesn't look like Jeannot will be called for a penalty. Just looking at this, see what happened. I mean, Timmins just got kind of close to Jeannot, and Jeannot turned around and decked him. Don't know why. All right. 14 left to go in this first. Still only one shot in this game. Not much space right now on the ice. And this could be a potential playoff matchup. If the standings were to end today, the season were to end today, Boston would be going to Buffalo. Boston chipping it into the Sabres zone. Luukkonen plays it out, and here comes the Sabres. Ooh. Malinslide looking to go between the legs of the Castelic there. Malinslide has had a few goals like that this season, so can't put it past him. Loride for Geeky. Geeky, his pass at center ice, picked off by Carrick, who's been a phenomenal trade deadline addition. I haven't had a moment on the channel yet to talk about him, but he's been great. Here's Geeky, though, busting into the Sabres zone, centers this one, gets it back again, his shot blocked before he can get through to Luukkonen. Now Malenstein on the far boards hops into the Sabres bench for another whistle. All right, are we going to commercial now? I think we're going to commercial. Damn it! Nothing's happened in this game so far, all right? Why can't we just keep playing through it? Right now, this is how you can tell I haven't streamed in a while. I haven't put this bad boy up. Subscribe. Do it. Do it. Revenue generating ads. Yeah, I guess. We got 17 people in here. You know, another mistake I made, folks. I don't have water with me. I'll get it during the intermission. When Kel will be on. He'll give me company. He'll give me company. We get to talk about this kind of boring first period so far. Like I mentioned before, not a ton of space right now on the ice for either of these teams. Oh, looks like the Sabres Arena, their PA announcer is honoring Rasmus Dahlin's fiance for being back in Buffalo. Good to see her okay again. Dahlin with a big smile on his face. They obviously went through it earlier. But anyways, we're about to return to play here. There was that nice tribute for Carolina. Good for her. Happy to see that she's okay. And we're back. Face off just outside the Sabres zone. Sabres able to make a couple passes and get forward. Here's Quinn going into the zone. Quinn. And I wonder if Korpisalo got a piece of that. He had a good look there. That'll go out of play. Off the shoulder, I think, of Korpisalo. Alright, so we wait for this puck to drop again. Oh, they're not going to give the Sabres a shot there, I guess. Quinn just missed it because he sucks. I can't even say he sucks. He's been on a pretty good heater for 2 weeks now. Quinn's actually scoring goals again, and if he's not scoring goals, then we have a problem. Face off in the Bruins zone. I feel like there haven't been many of those so far tonight. One there by the Bruins. They'll chip it forward. There's a bouncing puck that appears to set the Bruins offsides. So there's another whistle. Okay. TNT still talking about Dahlin and his fiance. It's a good story. Another face-off here. Boston wins it. They'll shoot it into the Sabres zone. Power is there to corral the puck. He'll get it far side to Byram. First clearing attempt failed. He will get it back again fortuitously. Looks forward. Now he'll shoot it into the Bruins end. Bounces along the boards on the near side. Quinn is there. He'll chip it into the corner for Zucker. Trying to go back up top. Byram was kind of open, but deflects off a Bruins stick and out of the zone. Here's Luukkonen on the stretch pass. Finds Quinn. Quinn rockets this one to the far corner. Samuelson on the pinch. He'll just send it down low again. Kuznetsov is there. Chips it forward to Pasternak. Pasternak can't clear. Chipped off by Quinn. Or picked off by Quinn. Quinn trying to turn it back. Can't get it very far, but Dahlin, he'll keep it in. Dahlin trying to spin this one down low. That attempt also fails, and now the Bruins can skate forward here. Flying into the zone is Kuznetsov. Kuznetsov to Minton. Minton, he'll ring it around the far boards. Sabres have a chance to clear. They can't. Kept alive. Minton out of the corner. There's a one-timer. Good save by Luukkonen. And that's Boston's first shot on goal. Here's Tuck going down the wing the other way. Goes back to Tage. Back to Tuck. Now to the far boards. The defenseman will spin it down low, and there's Hampus Lindholm to clear. Josh Norris now resetting here in the neutral zone. There's a stretch pass from Timmins, deflects off his stick and up and out of play. Ugh. God, there's nothing going on in this game. Sabres got to turn it up a notch here. They're just playing Boston's game a little too much at the moment. In Boston, they're kind of bull crappy. They don't get a ton of opportunities, but when they do, they score. That's the only reason why they're as high up in the standings as they are. When you look at their team on a piece of paper, and it's not very impressive. They're definitely a sum of their parts rather than individual high-end talent, which you gotta commend for them getting as far as they have in this tough Atlantic Division. And there's Fraser Minton for the Bruins. He's had a very good rookie season. 16 goals for him. Another faceoff just coming outside the Sabres zone, right in front of their bench. Bruins win another faceoff, picked off by the Sabres. They'll get it very whatever. Here's Lowry. Lowry retreats into his own zone. The Bruins somehow are able to skate away from that pressure, but now the defenseman skates over the puck. Here's Malenstein on the turnover, drops it for Carrick. Carrick to the point for Timmins, straight across. Stanley's shot, just wide of Korpisalo. Puck behind the net again. Here's Benson. Benson trying to squeak this one out in front with a nifty little pass. That's picked off by Hampus Lindholm, and he'll backhand this one out of the Bruins zone. There's Sam Carrick, 5 goals in 9 games so far with Buffalo. He's been like I mentioned, a really good addition. There's a short angle shot, saved by Luukkonen, another one! Goes just wide of the far corner. Now in his own zone to track down that puck. Just 3 combined shots on goal right now. There's another shot. Stick saved by Luukkonen. Puck knocked down at the blue line by the Bruins. Sabres trying to get at that 50-50 battle. Can't clear. Geeky with a good second effort here. Sabres pinning them. We're just on the back foot a little bit. Not a ton of energy. Here comes Reichel out of that pile up. Now he's forced back into the boards. Eventually, Power is able to kick it to his stick and just get it out. Norris trying to bat this one into the zone. Norris just gets it around. Far boards kept in there. As a couple Sabres finish checks. I got a new graphics card and doesn't do well with 3 monitors. Huh. It's okay. Sora's probably better than my setup right now, boss. Here's Middlestad gaining the line here. Sends a pass across. Trailer. That deflects just wide. Zaka over top of the goal. Sabres trying to get it out again, but looks like Boston was offsides as they try to re-enter the zone here. So with 9:02 to go in this first period, the Sabres still only have 1 shot on goal and 1 bar hit. Bod Lord, what's going on? I'm buffering. Yeah, that's going to happen throughout the night. Like I always say on these streams, and for returning viewers, you know my internet is pretty awful. So, you know, that's, it's going to buffer a little bit. I hope my audio doesn't cut out. Stay with me. But nothing really has happened so far in this game. Just waiting for something to happen. Yeah, Caulfield's got, what, 42 goals this year? He's been pretty good. I still remember going back to draft night a couple years ago when the Sabres passed on Cole Caulfield to instead get Dylan Cousins. And I didn't understand it. Because Cole Caulfield, I knew he was going to be a star. Sure, he was small, and sure, he already had Jeff Skinner. But Jeff Skinner was on the decline. Everybody saw it. He was playing like crap at that point in his career. It only made sense to get another elite goal scorer. Because we all saw how Dylan Cousins turned out here in Buffalo. Our defense is terrified? I wouldn't say that. I'd say it's kind of a testy, feel each other out first period so far. I wouldn't say either side's terrified. I mean, if anything, you guys should be terrified of our fast breaks. Tuck had an opportunity there. Quinn has had an opportunity. Do I think he's gonna... Yeah. I mean, what? How many games do we have left? I think they have 10. So what? 8 goals in 10 games? Sure he can. Caulfield's been electric this year. I'm watching the Netflix MLB game, and my god. Oh yeah. What, is it a bunch of Netflix? Ooh, we're gonna pat ourselves on the back. We did so good getting this deal, and our graphics are insane, and we're just so happy this is our first game. We're gonna hype ourselves up as much as possible. So great. Alright, we return to play here. Boston, you know, a big part of this... They just scored. Pasternak. There's a chip out in front. And Boston gets on the board first here, courtesy of David Pasternak. In the middle of an on-bench interview, Boston gets a 1-0 lead. Just like the game in December. But I don't know what the Sabres were doing on this coverage here. McLeod just got dragged in towards the corner, lost sight of his player. And, well, I don't know. Who do I want to win the Stanley Cup? Buffalo. Of course, I'm a Sabres fan. It's Buffalo Sports Center. Who else? But that was a nice nifty pass there from below the goal line. And Pasternak finishes it off. But Buffalo, they haven't really turned up so far this first period. We're going to need to see a lot more from them. There's a face-off at center ice. Again, Boston wins it. Now they're coming back in. Minton with a quick shot. Almost got to his own rebound. Luukkonen with a good save. That was Minton who set up Pasternak on that first goal. Why not the Canadians? Because I'm a Sabres fan. I don't like Montreal. Ooh, what happened? Here's Zadorov. He'll shoot it into the Sabres zone. Power. The Sabres are standing around a whole lot. Not a lot of energy in their game. And this can happen, especially when they're coming back from a really long road trip. And now they're just offsides. But they haven't played since Sunday night. And I don't know. The Sabres, we haven't seen a ton of jump from them. But there's David Pasternak. Just getting between a couple of guys. But you can see from the shots right now, it's just not been a very good period from Buffalo. Gonna need to see a lot more pep in their step. Here's a faceoff just outside the Bruins zone. Sabres shoot it in. Trying to get to this puck. They're just not generating any passing. And now here comes Boston with a good pass. They 3 over the blue line. Boston, they'll pull up. Finds it across to Arvidsson. He'll hold. His centering pass off a Sabre stick. Nearly got back to Arvidsson, but it was deflected up and out of play. But Boston deserved the lead, and they're pushing for more right now. Say who has won more Stanley Cups? Yeah, I mean, Montreal won. How many have they won since 1994? In fact, how many Stanley Cups has any Canadian team won in the last 30 years? Nothing. Nothing. All right, Sabres win the faceoff in their own zone. Here's Samuelsson, just meandering his way forward. Gets towards the red line. He'll dump it into the Boston zone. Doan with a good stick. Sends it in front. Norris' shot was blocked. Doan gets the rebound. He'll circle around at the top of the zone. Finds Samuelsson over to Dahlin. Jumps over his stick. And now the Sabres have to retreat. Good stick by Samuelsson to break that rush up. Here's Dahlin forward. To the Doan right at the blue line. Loses control of it. Boston gets it back. And here's Kastelik on the near side boards. He looks for a centering pass, gets checked, just sends it into the corner. Now they'll center it. Arvidsson, his shot scuffed, smothered. Here's Reichel, checked in the corner by Dahlin. But they can't clear, gets sent to the point. There's a quick shot, right on. Luukkonen will hold on for the save. Tell me. You tell me. I'm not gonna answer. I'm not going to answer that question. Well, there's Dahlin over at the end of the bench. I wonder if he's looking at a new stick. Yeah, he's looking to get a new stick. Well, no, maybe not. He wants his current one, I guess. But Buffalo's not really doing too much right now. Here's Buffalo, still in their own zone. Boston has control of the puck right now. Now they turn it over. Oh my god! McLeod can't get it out. Turns over. Reichel with a shot. That was a good save from Luukkonen, and he walked right down the gut of the ice. And here's a trip. Looks like the save to the power play here real soon. Luukkonen's going to leave his net. Yep. It's going to be a trip here against Boston, so Buffalo will get a penalty or power play here. But there's a delay penalty for now. Here's Byram in over the line. Centers that one. Quick shot straight into the gut of Korpisalo.
I'm the kind of guy, since you play.
Zucker with the opportunity there.
I don't like power play.
Buffalo going to get their first power play opportunity of the game. Geeky is the culprit. He caught McLeod as McLeod stepped out of the corner. Now would be a great time for that beautiful, and I mean lovely Seth Appert power play to get something. Would love that. I am not going to say that, bot. You can try to mess with me. No. Let's go Buffalo. This is a Buffalo channel. Buffalo. If we face the Habs in the playoffs, that would be fun, though. But here's Norris leaning into this faceoff here. Shots in favor of Boston right now, 7-2. Gonna need to see more, and usually power plays can be momentum swingers. Oh, it looks like it was actually Elias Lindholm. Lindholm is the one that tripped. Hey, Sabres win a faceoff. Here's Dahlin. Across to Quinn. Steps down into the corner there. The Sabres to Quinn. Now to Thompson. Sends it in front. Korpisalo makes the initial save. There was some nice creativity there on that play from Tage and Jack Quinn. But a lot of teams have really been noticing that the Sabres like to come off that end line right there to walk it out in front of the goal. Oh, there was a face-off there, but looks like Castellic won it unfairly. Sawyer, you think we're going to miss the playoffs? It's going to take a monumental collapse. We're going to have to fall behind 6 teams for that to happen. 10 games to go, 10 points up. I don't know. It can happen, don't get me wrong. I'm not being cocky here, but it would be very unlikely. Sabres just played it out of their own zone. Out of the Boston zone. Nice. Here's Dahlin dropping it back for Josh Norris. He gets across the blue line. Leaves it there. Sabres with some difficulty now are forced back outside the blue line. Sabres with their usual sloppiness on the power play. Love that. This could be a problem come playoff time. Special teams are a big deal. Sometimes make or break sort of thing. And now the Sabres send it back to the blue line, but Dahlin can't keep it in. Second time this period, Dahlin can't handle the puck. Now here's Quinn with some speed. Down the wing, he'll circle around the net. Quinn to the point for Thompson. That was just behind him. Able to keep control and send it down low to Norris. To Zucker. Zucker finds Norris to Zucker. Back in front. Thompson! Shot goes wide. Puck bounces off the boards. Finds Zucker again. To Dahlin, across. Thompson with a one-timer that's blocked. Now Dahlin. 35 seconds left in this power play. Far side for Quinn. To the point for Tage. Nice play to keep it in. Here's Tage walking down low. Sends it in front. They score! Jason Zucker! And it's a power play goal! The Sabres somehow kept it in at the blue line. Tage with some magic hands right there to tuck it in front, and Zucker gets it by Korpisalo. It's 1-1. For as bad as the Sabres have looked in this game so far, it's nice to see them actually do stuff on the power play. Take what you're given. Take what you're given. But there was the move and then the feed to Zucker. Tage, that was... Alright, so off the faceoff, Boston shoots it into the Sabres zone. Here's Timmins. His pass looking to go forward. Picked off there by Arvidsson, and he steps around a couple of players. Here comes Victor Arvidsson! Shot saved by Luukkonen. It was off his right arm. Stanley and Timmins just getting a little crisscrossed. They've never played together before. Here's the shot in their own zone. Nice glove saved by Luukkonen again. And now we got some pushing and shoving in front of the net. Arvidsson knocked his head back a little bit. I think he's trying to sell another penalty there. But it doesn't look like the refs are going to give him anything. Just some typical average scrumming in front of the net. Alright, at least spot, we can agree on that. We are going to a commercial break, or at least TNT is. They need their money. Like they need more. You know what was nice about the Olympics? We never had a real commercial break. They always showed the players on the ice. There was never any deviation from that. It was about the game and nothing else. And I wish... it'll never happen. It's wishful thinking, but... You just wish the NHL would consider that, potentially, maybe? But, oh, you know, it's a good time to get that goal information up. Kalshi. You guys should not go on to Kalshi. All right. And make sure, folks, like and subscribe. I'm just gonna clickety-clackety on my thing. Make sure this is all correct. Damn. Jack Quinn's got a lot of assists. Did not realize that. Alright. Here's your goal information right there. Zucker's 21st of the season on the power play. And you can read. You can read. Alright. TNT's about to come back from their commercial break. I'll leave that up for a few more seconds. But I'd like to see Sabres, even though they got that goal. Let's show a bit more. Let's keep pushing forward. Korpisalo has been horrendous as of late. Oh, St. Francis. Good lord. High school national natties? Wow, good for them. I'm a St. Mary's guy. Not a St. Francis fella. Am I Indian? No, I am not Indian. No, I am Venezuelan. But yeah, not Indian. Ugh. Okay. Take your time, TNT. Let's get back to the game. They're showing something nice on the screen right there. Nice little tribute. All right, face off just outside the Sabres zone here. Thompson and Minton. Well, Minton just got kicked out of the dot. He'll be replaced by Kuznetsov. Kuznetsov wins it to the boards. Boston retrieves it here. Aspero. Feel like I recognize that name from somewhere. I think he was on Tampa. Aspero? Maybe. But here we go. Sabres. With Krebs pushing it forward. Aspero, he'll just whack this one around the boards. Kuznetsov touches it along here for Minton. Minton, far side for Pasternak. Gets it back again. Pasternak one-timer rifles it just wide. Yeah, I'm American. The Venezuelan Sabres fan. Yep. Here's Jonathan Aspero walking out from behind his own net here after the Sabres dumped it in. He picks it, gets picked off. Norris over the blue line, spins away from Aspero, spins away again. Norris centers this one for Dahlin, now finds Ostlund on the near side boards. Austin, far side! Shot saved by Korpisalo on Timmins. Connor Timmins has yet to score a goal as a Sabre. Here's Dahlin dropping this one back for Ostlund to the point for Doan. Now across to Timmins. His shot pass just jumped the stick of Norris. And now Aspero looking to clear. Can't get it out. Good keeping by Timmins. Centers this one. Norris can't get a shot off though. Puck filters to the near side point. Here's Dahlin under heavy pressure from Geeky. Geeky with a diving effort gets it out. And here comes Boston now with a long range effort. Easily shouldered away by Luukkonen. Sabres restart here in their own zone. Looking to end a 14-year playoff drought. Dahlin, his pass chipped forward into the Bruins zone. McLeod gets it towards the point for Power. Into the high bumper there for Zucker. Zucker gets it back again. One-timer! Deflects just wide of Korpisalo. Now to Power again. Power, his pass just missed the stick but kept in. Sabres looking to find Quinn at in front of the net. Can't get it to him. And cleared. Oh my god. Can the Sabres stop overskating pucks? Here's Jeannot pulling up in the far corner. Sends a shot towards the net. Luukkonen with an easy save with no rebound. Ooh. Why does it look so odd? I guess it's not so odd. Never mind. My scoreboard just looked off-centered. I'm kind of ADHD about this stuff, ladies and gents. But, anywho, we're waiting for this puck to be dropped again after the Luukkonen save. Sabres face-off percentage, probably not very good so far in this first period. That's a big reason why they feel like they're on the front or the back foot a heck of a lot in the opening frame. That's got to change. Carrick, his specialties winning faceoffs, and Dahlin now. He'll chip it out of the zone. But that's an interesting reason, but you know what? Free will. Oh, Boston just played it out of the offensive zone. That was peak. And that's offsides, and he has a few words for Peyton Krebs, who's on the bench. You know, I love how TNT... whatever. I'm going to complain about national TV again. National media doing the brushstrokes on why the Sabres have been good and doing flyovers. They haven't been... whatever. They haven't been in there. You sub? Good man. Botlord? Good man. Guys, can we get some W's in the chat for Botlord? Even though he's a Canadian. I know, boo, boo. He's a Canadian. W for being a subscriber. Thank you so much, Botlord. Ooh, Dahlin just avoided the check of Arvidsson. Here's Tuck. His pass. Sabres are just not very smooth right now, but they do find Thompson. His shot off the toe drag. Blockered away from Korpisalo. He was at full stretch to make that save. That was a sweet move by Tage Thompson in the high slot. We got a minute to go here in this first period. There's an errant pass intended for Pasternak. Buffalo trying to get across that blue line again, but there's just a big freaking line of Bostonites blockading that. Here's Aspero on the near side boards in the Sabres zone. He'll play it down low for Pasternak, trying to center this one. He had Menton streaking towards the net. It was intercepted there by the Sabres, and now they can get out with 30 seconds to go. That puck rolls over the stick of Ostlund. Sabres able to keep possession, though. Here's Bo Byron looking ahead. He's found someone with a little bit of space. It's Ostlund, drops it back. That shot, stick saved by Korpisalo. Rebound Gunson to the near side corner. Good stick again by Doan to retrieve that. 12 seconds to go. Benson to the point. Here's Power with a shot that deflects off a Boston stick and out of play. So with 7 seconds to go, we'll have another face-off. And a reminder, folks, we should be having Cal here on the intermission, so stick around for that. You'll get to hear from both him and I about our thoughts on this first period. All right, McLeod and Elias Lindholm leaning into this face-off here. Sabres, but sitting on 43 wins, wins the faceoff. Dahlin doesn't take the shot. Quinn now does. There's a shot that gets sent towards the net at the last moment by Zucker, and that will be the last opportunity of this period. Of course, there's some scrums after the whistle, but looks like everyone's going to go their separate ways here. So that is it for the first period, folks. 22 of you in the chat. We have gained, actually, 4 subscribers so far tonight. Thank you to not only Botlord, but everyone else as well who have subscribed. If you want a shout out, let me know in the chat. So we got that updated. Let's get this on the screen here. The intermission counter. And so, like I mentioned already, a couple times, Kale will be joining us. So, looking forward to that. Let's see here. Gonna wait for him to get into the chat. I'm a little tired. You guys can't tell already. It was a good leg day at the gym. Been doing a lot of work the last couple of days. I'm actually using my brain. I know. Shocking. Very, very shocking. I try not to use it. It's unfortunate. Alright, just gonna wait for Cal to get his thing set up. No. USA boo. Don, you following the Damon D2 March Madness run? I have not. To be honest, I've been kind of heartbroken since Louisville lost to MSU the last weekend. Um, I kind of have not been watching March Madness ever since then. I know it's sad. Well, there's Cal. Gonna wait a few seconds here. Gotta update that. Okay, is it gonna? There he is. Oh, he's on the screen, and it didn't screw up this time. Uh, but there you go, folks. There's Cal with that beautiful stash of his. How are you doing tonight?
Pretty good. So far, so good from the Sabres. Keeping it close, keeping it tied, and yeah, a win puts them first in the East, as I'm sure you've already said on stream before, but massive night.
I actually haven't. Thank you, Cal, for pointing that out.
Mm.
It was a weird pregame because they didn't show the national anthem, and that just threw off my whole usual MO, my routine. So I didn't get through to talking about everything. But Cal, just walk us through a little bit, just the overall brushstrokes of what you saw in that first period from both teams.
Yeah, so it started off with the Dowling penalty, and I thought he got away with a cross check and then proceeded to deliver another one. That was not the smartest of moves. We've seen that from Dowling from time to time. Some suspect penalties, I guess we could say in nice terms. So that wasn't great. Penalty kill did a phenomenal job as per usual. I know that last game against the Ducks was an anomaly. Their penalty kill was atrocious, but it looks to have bounced back good. Got a couple good chances. Tuck hits the post. McLeod has a chance. I mean, it is what it is there, right? You'll take that penalty kill, and the momentum lasted until Pasternak had the goal. That one you can't really blame UPL on. Kind of, behind the net pass. UPL wasn't ready for it, but nobody's covering in front of the net. Jack Quinn trying to get back. Again, it is what it is. You're not going to overreact to something like that. Sabres take a power play opportunity, and they actually capitalize on it. The first half of that power play I thought wasn't as bad as usual, but there was a couple of miscommunications that we're used to seeing. And then Tage Thompson takes over, dishes it to Zucker in that bumper slot, and Zucker's able to tie the game. Physicality's been there. I think this game is only going to get more heated as time progresses.
Yeah, we currently have a debate right now in the chat, Cal, whether or not you look like Queso right now. I don't know if that's who you want to be compared to. Um, I don't know. But,
Oh, yeah.
I have an interesting idea. Before we talk about the Sabres again, because I do, maybe you should consider, I think, for the playoffs, dyeing your mustache orange. Thoughts?
Mm. That could be a case. I think the stash is going to get trimmed up a little bit though in the coming days. But if the Sabres make a playoff run, maybe I'll grow the stash out as far as it can go, and maybe we'll make that a bit. I've also, there's been some rumors that there are some matinee games to start the playoffs, so there's a chance that our 12-hour stream could get shortened to like a 6-hour stream if we do start off with a 1 o'clock game. So that's also taken into consideration on what I should do with the stash and how far we're going to go with that. But I think the Sabres team has what it takes. Let's discuss the third pairing though.
Sure.
Timmins and Stanley. What are your thoughts on that? Why is Metz out of the lineup? Do you agree with this? Do you not agree with this? Because before the game, I was pretty fired up about this topic.
So I'm a big Mets fan. I don't understand why he's out of the lineup. He's been our fifth best defenseman this season, and that includes Connor Timmins. And I understand that Connor Timmins does provide them penalty kill minutes. Metza doesn't. So in that sense, I guess, but Metza has been your security blanket for the last 40 games. I don't know why you try to go away from him. And I feel like because this is the first opportunity, really, Lindy's had a chance to take Metz out of the lineup. I worry that he won't see minutes or even game action in the playoffs because Metz has been great. I have no complaints with his game whatsoever. And he is still on that not been on the ice for a goal run.
Mm-hmm. And Connor Timmins seems like a great guy, but you guys know my opinion on Connor Timmins on ice activities. I'm not a huge fan. So I saw this pairing between Stanley and Timmins, and instantly I just almost fell to the floor. I was so just in disbelief. But it hasn't been as bad as I thought it was going to be. But already there's been two chances because of those two not being on the same page in the defensive end. So I'll give them a few games to work together. Of course, we don't expect them to be an all-star pairing, when they've never played together in a real game. So I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. But so far, not so good for those two. And I get maybe you think it's going to be a chippy physical game. If you're Lindy Ruff, of course, you're traumatized by 06, 07, losing all those defensemen. So you want to keep all your defensemen healthy into the playoffs. I get it. But at the same time, are you really going to take a guy like Matt into these big time moments just to add a little bit of size? I mean, I do understand it. And like I keep saying, the playoff hockey is different than regular season hockey. But at the same time, can we really afford to take Matza out of the lineup at this very moment? And in this push where we win a few more games and Tampa loses a few more games, we might be looking at a situation, keyword might, where we can rest players, rest starters the last couple of weeks of the season. We would have first in the Atlantic clinched. I mean, that would be a dream scenario. So can you really afford experimenting right now when so much is up at stake in seeding?
I hear you. And Billy though brings up a good point in chat. He mentions Connor Timmins and his penchant for puck blocking. Metza, not saying he doesn't do that, but we definitely notice it a lot more. And maybe that's just because Connor Timmins is out there on the penalty kill. But what would you say to that? Because there are some good aspects to his game.
Yeah, absolutely. Connor Timmins is one of the, if not the best puck blocker on the team. So I will give him that. And Metza, like you said, doesn't really have the size or the play style to block. He's more of an offensive minded guy. He's not going to really be in on that, and he's kind of useless on the penalty kill. So I do get that aspect of the game, but you bring in a guy like Stanley, he should be that kind of guy, right? And if Stanley cannot produce on the penalty kill, which the penalty kill has looked bad since Stanley has been an addition to that, so something to watch out for. If you don't trust Stanley in that situation, then maybe it's time to do a Timmins and Metza third pairing, and Stanley takes the bench. I don't know how you have both of those guys in all the way down the stretch. I can understand if it's a playoff series, it's physical, you need those two in the lineup. If it's that Dingus Day game against Tampa Bay, I can understand putting those two guys in the lineup, but there's no reason Metza should be out in just a regular game where both teams should be kind of free flowing. You're not expecting, 50 plus hits or 5+ fights, or right. Going into this game, both teams have a lot at stake, but nobody's really expecting it to be the end all be all absolute, brawl of the century.
Right. Now there's the chat saying you kind of look like Corey Perry, so you're just getting a ton of names thrown at you right now.
I could look like him. I don't know if I want to be associated with that guy after some of the rumors that came out the last couple of seasons about him. But yeah, always switching the look up, and yeah, we'll see what's next.
Yeah, and Billy's just flowing with some really good points and questions here. He's asking what happened to Kesselring. Is he still injured?
Mm-hmm. So apparently Paul Hamilton said on the radio, and people are taking this and they're blowing this up on social media right now. No one's confirmed this yet, so I don't even really want to talk on it, but I will say what people are saying. Apparently he's lost his locker in the locker room, and he's just kind of been chilling in the middle of the locker room on a chair. This is serious. This is not, just people making stuff up. Apparently he has kind of lost his locker with Timmins coming back and Stanley and Shen. So it seems like he's kind of disassociated from the team. And there was that whole thing where he unfollowed the team and then followed them right back, and the tracker caught it. I don't know what's going on with Kesselring, but whatever it is, it needs to be sorted out, because we cannot afford any drama going into the playoffs. And Kesselring, one of those guys, remember when Tage Thompson came back from winning the gold medal, Kesselring was one of the first guys on the ice, celebrating with him, hugging him, kind of goofing off with the team. So I don't know what changed, other than the fact that maybe Lindy Ruff said to him, hey, you're not going to play down the stretch. I can understand how the feelings would be butthurt, but at the same time, this is a situation that's fluid and it needs to be solved before it gets out of control.
Yeah, and I get the whole personal feelings about how, he's been bumped down the lineup, but I really don't know what we're supposed to say to that, because he hasn't played good in his 32 games as a Buffalo Sabre. I know he's been injured, and that's an excuse for then, and it's tough to fully 100% recover in season from a high ankle sprain, but he just hasn't been good enough to stay in our lineup. He was a huge penalty taker, not a penalty killer, a taker. He's got a major issue with that, and, well, Metza's better than him. I think you would still argue that Connor Timmins is better than him, as much as you don't like Timmins.
Yeah, he's certainly been a disappointment, and as far as their ceilings go, do I think Kesselring, if he gets healthy, could come in next season and easily be a top 6 D-man on this team? Absolutely. I see the upside with him. He has the offensive mind. He has the speed. He has a little bit of that physicality. Do I think he's better than Stanley or Timmins when fully healthy? Yes. But right now he's not. And if he's not going to be fully healthy and he's not going to be able to perform at the top of his game and he's kind of playing mid, we can't afford to have him in the lineup. So I don't disagree with Lindy Ruff pulling him from the lineup. But at the same time, it does leave us kind of in this mystery zone where who is going to be that extra defenseman down the stretch? Is Shen going to see more games? Because I know they traded for him. They went out and got him for a reason. Is it strictly for locker room purposes, or do they want him on the ice, kind of on ice teaching these other defensemen? It'll be really interesting to see how Lindy Ruff plays it in some of those less, strenuous games down the season too, when they play the Rangers and some other teams out of the playoff window. Is that where they kind of experiment with the D pairings? Or are they just going to kind of stick with this 6 that they have now and keep Metza on the bench? We will see.
Yeah, I would like to warn members of the chat, subscriber or not, please do not spam in my chat. I frown upon that sort of activities. I know who you are. I see you, Mr. Bob Lord. I'll call you out. I know you just subscribed. Please don't spam. Yeah, and this is going to be one of the many storylines as we head into the end of the season. Kale, I've been thinking a whole lot since the trade deadline. Should I get a Tanner Pearson Sabres jersey? Is it time to get Pearson jerseys?
It might be. I mean, I was in attendance for how many games has he played as a Sabres? Was it just the one that I saw? I believe so, right?
I didn't think he played a single game.
He did play one game. It was the game Alex Tuck was out. And I was in attendance for it. I'm trying to think of the result of that game. Even I can't even remember. I think we lost. Was it 3-1 or something in regulation? It was a bad game. We had the fourth line scored a goal early on, and we kind of looked at each other like, oh, maybe this new fourth line is working. No, do not put him back in because this current fourth line is working. Benson, Carrick, and Malenstein, they are absolute, pests against these other teams. So it's been a fun fourth line to watch. I think that's kind of my one point of the period, other than UPL has looked good. I think the fourth line has continued to look good each and every game when they are out there. And when they goof up, they make a mistake, they're equally as good defensively to get back, block shots, and make sure no disasters happen.
Yeah, and I almost forgot. Hello, Victor. And now you're getting Aaron Rodgers comps. So, Kale, you're just getting everything in this first. And we got a lot of... They're just chucking shit into the sink and seeing what sticks, at the wall and seeing what sticks.
It's a lot of famous people I'm getting compared to, so I will take each and every one of them.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, there's the Tanner Pearson. What number does he even... What was his number? 53?
Yeah, something like that, right? At 11 popped in my mind, 57, 53, something like that. One of those, I believe. But yeah, Tanner Pearson, another guy like Luke Shen, right? Did we get them strictly for locker room purposes, or did we get them to do a little bit of on ice down the stretch? It'll be interesting to see too. Does he play against the Lightning? I think that Lightning game is going to be as close to a playoff roster as we will see until the playoffs, right? If you're Lindy Ruff, that's an experimental game for the playoffs. It's going to be a playoff game, regardless of the standings, which I would assume that game is pretty much, these two teams just keep winning. I think that game's going to be for first place in the Atlantic down the stretch. But even if it isn't, those two teams hate each other. It's going to be a fun game. And both coaches are going to put out their playoff game one rosters and lineups in that game. So that will be a big tell to see where each and every player on this roster currently sits in Lindy Ruff's eyes.
Absolutely, for sure. We're going to see more as we get closer, like you mentioned, towards the playoffs. I can't believe we're even saying that, Cal. Playoffs. This is real. The Sabres have 99.9% odds across most platforms of getting back to the postseason, folks. So this is real. Cal, we got about a minute to go till the second period begins. Any final thoughts?
I'm just going to say, maybe all it took was me moving out of the basement and up to this upstairs room with this window view for the Sabres to actually have a good season. I don't know. Maybe that had something to do with it, but I'll see you guys in the second intermission. Don, hopefully I come back and we are sitting on a 5-1 lead.
Yeah, 5-1. That's going to be interesting. We'll see. Thank you again, Cal. We'll see him again for the second period. We actually got him off. I guess I queued him off too soon. We still had 20-ish seconds to go until the second period begins. That's okay. Yeah, Cal's getting Connor Timmins. Oh, there's Smooth Gaming. Hello, Smooth Gaming. Welcome back to my chat. our chat, the world's chat. Bot Lord, I feel you're just throwing stuff at the wall right now. You kind of had me with the queso if queso were skinny, but I don't know. Maybe even Aaron Rodgers, that I could see that one as well. That's plausible, but we're stretching it here a bit with, who did you just put? Brad Marchand. He does not look like Brad Marchand. With all due respect, he does not look like Brad Marchand. Oh, I didn't even get my water. Damn it. Damn it, chat. You distracted me. I didn't go get my cup of water. How dare you? Bot Lord is the chat resident. Hey, let him play. Let him be. He's having a good time right now. But I'm gonna check the likes, and if it's not above 10, folks, you're all getting lectured. Let's see here. We are at 6 likes. 6 god-darn likes. What are we doing, chat? What are we doing? 6 likes after 1 period? There's 32 of you in here. Make that math. Who hasn't liked this stream? Who is a traitor? I will find you, and you will be punished accordingly. How dare you? 6 likes. I better, when I click back in a couple minutes, I better see that above 6, and it won't just be siete or ocho, or it better be above 10. I swear. Pump it up. That's right. Pump it up. Are you kidding me? For shame. For shame. Victor, are you... Oh yeah, that's right. You're in that area. I will not calm down, Victor. I will not calm down. I can never calm down. I will never calm down. Yes, Jennifer Botterill is related to Jason. I wonder if she gets any sour feelings, sour grapes coming back to Buffalo, especially considering how things ended between her brother and this organization. It's 11. Well, I want it to be 15 now. It better be 15. We're going to keep changing the goalposts. They're going to keep shifting. But anyways, folks, I'm going to use all this enthusiasm to redirect it towards the Sabres, because we are back underway here for the second period. 4th line out there for Buffalo. And, I guess I didn't talk about Sam Carrick with Cal. Well, I guess we'll save that for the second intermission. But Sam Carrick has been a phenomenal addition here for the Sabres since the deadline. Victor, thank you. See, I know Victor does it, but there's 34 other little scheming rats in my chat who haven't, okay? Well, actually, that doesn't math either. Scheming rats, that's what I called you. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Dahlin slowly trying to get around the defenseman. Throws it into the Boston zone. Here's Tage out of the corner. Tage to the net! Krebs' redirection goes wide of Korpisalo. Krebs is having a really good year here for Buffalo. Still not offensively gifted. I don't think he ever will be that guy, but it's good to see him put some assists on the board. Just get him out there in case it's an empty net situation. There is a shot by Tuck on Korpisalo. Pretty easy. Pretty easy save. Fire him now. Forced behind his own net. Leaves it there for Owen Power. Still not 15. Here's Power. Finds Krebs. Inside! Quick shot by Doan. Chested down by Korpisalo. Puck keeps moving here. Ooh, bad pass there. Turn it over. Reichel shot. Saved by Luukkonen. Rebound! Goes in front to Reichel again. How did that not go in? Couple sticks were tied up there. But Buffalo getting a little loosey-goosey with the puck in their own zone. Nearly turned into a goal here for Lukas Reichel. Okay. Now, Power, you can't get your stick lifted like that. Have some feel for the game. There's a cross-ice pass by Geeky. Zadorov, his shot was right on. Now it finds Peak at the point. Peak across. Now there's some trouble there for the Bruin. That was Peak. And now here comes Norris the other way. Takes the shot. Rebound sits in front. Ostlund with a couple whacks at it. Doan as well. Puck still sits at the far post. Sabres look a little more alive here in this period. We'll keep it in momentarily at the blue line. He'll just send it down low. But everyone was changing there for Buffalo, and they'll be able to easily clear. Here's Logan Stanley on the outlet pass, chipped into the Boston zone. Korpisalo around to the far side. McLeod couldn't keep possession there. Boston now on the breakout finds Lowry, pulls up at the blue line. Lowry trying to go short side towards Pasternak. Puck jumped over his stick, but Pasternak able to find Minton below the goal line. Pasternak looking to send it to the point. There's a shot. Bounces wide off a skate to the corner. Now here's Pasternak again, curling. They gave him way too much space. He takes the shot. Luukkonen shut him down. I don't know what the Sabres were doing there defensively. That was really awful. They just let Pasternak walk straight into the high slot unabated. Sabres will chip this into the Bruins zone. You know, I can handle it. I do have a big nose. It's fine. It's fine. I think it's quite funny, honestly. Here's Samuelson with a good outlet pass. 2-on-2 now here for Benson, trying to dipsy doodle around McAvoy. He can't get past him. Now Corelli finds a pass towards Jeannot. Jeannot into the Sabres zone on the near side boards. Gets to the point, just out. Carrick now chips it forward. Malenstein outside of his reach. Not an icing, though. So everybody who's stuck in the concourses remains stuck. Now Boston's going to ice the puck here with 15:44 left in the second period. Now all the fans can get back to their seats. But it's okay, Sabre production. I am a big boy, and he wasn't even making fun of me. He's fine. Botlord is harmless. He's a nice kid. He's fine. Just looking at this one opportunity here from Norris. Doan crashing the net as well, disrupting Korpisalo and his ability to cover that puck up. But Buffalo with some good stuff here. Yes, we were in Buffalo. I wasn't able to make it back, but I was watching both games with friends, and that Michigan State game sucked. Oh, come on. A opportunity here for Kastelik. There was a Kastelik breakaway. Saved by Luukkonen. No, Sabre. I don't want anyone to feel bad in chat. No, you don't have to say sorry. I appreciate the sentiment. I appreciate it, guys. You don't have to say sorry to me. It's fine. It's totally fine. But yeah, Louisville was in Buffalo. But Tage, that kind of was the same play that ended the Anaheim game, where the puck just kind of bounced off his stick, off his skate, got past him, and led to a breakaway the other way. Fortunately, this time, Mark Kastelik unable to pounce upon that opportunity and convert. Here's a tie-up off this draw. One to the point. Peak shot straight into the gut of Luukkonen. It was kind of a tough one to handle, so surprising he didn't give up a rebound, but he saw that one all the way. But I'm going to click back, okay? Let's see how many likes we got. 12. Okay, that's better. That's progress. I wanted 15. I want to see 15 now. All right. Sabres finally win a face-off here in their own zone. Timmins, his stretch pass intended for Ostlund goes off his stick and straight to a Boston Bruin. Boston looking to shoot this one in again. They can't. Stopped and plugged at the neutral zone. Now they'll come to the near side. Peak, his effort. Blocked off here by Zacha. Zacha, his shot goes wide of Luukkonen. That didn't make a whole lot of sense, description-wise. Arvidsson feeds it to the line. That shot. I don't know if it got all the way through to Luukkonen, but the Sabres are now skating the other way. Here comes Buffalo. Looking with a shot. Doan just deflects over the net and into the mesh. Well, there's Josh Doan. They're just comparing him and J.J. Peterka right now. How much of a revelation Josh Doan has been. Just hope Josh Doan isn't close to hitting his ceiling. 50 points is a nice season, though, for the guy. We got 28 people in the chat. Make sure to like and sub. 14:45 to go. Sabres with a lot more action here in this second period. Definitely got a talking to by Russ. Intermission. Face-off, won by the Sabres. Here comes Buffalo walking down the boards. Finds Thompson. His one-timer just goes wide of Korpisalo. Tuck again. Off the boards. Trying to center this one. He gets it to the side of the net. Thompson couldn't squeak it by that post and pad of Korpisalo. Samuelsson trying to flip this one down the wall. Gets picked off, and the Sabres are forced back to center here. Samuelsson, his pass. That puck almost rolled on him. That could have been disastrous. Sabres keep moving forward, though. Here's Tage. Tage to Tuck. Now back inside. Tuck! Oh, nearly got the tic-tac-toe. Couldn't finish it off, though. Here's Krebs gloving this one down. Finds Thompson. Waited too long. Got stick-checked in the high slot by a Bruin. And now Pastrnak can come the other way. Outside to Kuznetsov. He'll ring it around the boards. Finds Pastrnak. Sends it down low towards the direction of Samuelsson. He can't get to that puck. Here's Elias Lindholm. Has the puck taken off his stick by Krebs, and Krebs will skate forward and then dish it into the Bruin zone. McAvoy with a stretch pass. That one missed everybody, and will be an icing call against Boston. But Buffalo, courtesy of their first line, has been better. Thompson, Tage, and Peyton Krebs. But I just got to say, I need to see more from Josh Norris. I haven't seen a lot of him here tonight. He's been kind of in a slump recently, the last 5 games. And when you're Josh Norris and you only play like 10 games a year, that's unacceptable. Here's Boston off the faceoff win, skating into the Sabres zone. There's a quick wrister from Geeky off the outside. Glove down by Glukinin. It's not bad. They wouldn't have gotten past my Huskies. Look at that women's team, the Syracuse. What sport are we talking about? Victor? Is this March Madness? But we're going to a commercial break here. So you know what to do. Jennifer Botterill. She's having a moment on the mic tonight. So happy to see her. It's too bad she is kind of trash. It's not even because she's a woman. AJ Milesko. I like AJ Milesko for ESPN. She's really good. Really good analyst. But I don't know. Jennifer Botterill, just not it. She's awkward. Just very stiff in the booth. She's like Mark Messier in that sense. Mark Messier is extremely not an analyst. He is not an analyst whatsoever. They just have him on there because he's an old big name player. Mark Messier is not good. Jennifer Botterill, you're not making yourself look great here. Oh, basketball. Okay. Yeah, that's what I guessed it. See, I guessed it. All right. We're at 14 likes. Okay. All right. That's better. One more to 15. One more to 15. That's not too much to ask, right? But I hope you guys are liking it here, the stream tonight. Appreciate all of you being here with me. Before we ended last time, the Sabres Vegas game, we had some great numbers. Oh no, HBO, don't do this to me now. It's not buffer. That's not a good idea. You don't want to mess with me. But we're about to return to play here. They're taking a look at Lindy Ruff, who should be the Jack Adams Award winner. I have a video already ready to go here. But I will be explaining why Lindy Ruff should be the Jack Adams Award winner. They're just looking on him right now and the Sabres bench. I was really rooting for Sienna Sawyer. I was very disappointed to see. I knew it was coming. Like, Duke always does this. They have crappy first halves, and I know this because Louisville has faced Duke twice this season, and both times we played really close in the first half, but lost team in the second. But anyways, we return to play here. Boston has it in the Sabres zone, and again, off these face-off wins, the Sabres are just getting killed because they're constantly chasing. Here's a good shot block by Beck Malenstein. Finds it for Benson now. Benson after McAvoy into the near corner with some support by Carrick. Carrick to the point. Stanley across. One-timer just wide of Korpisalo. Actually missed the target, yeah. Here's Stanley for Darlene, circling, takes another quick shot straight into the pads of Korpisalo, and we got some scuffles in front of the net. Beck Malenstein took a shot at Korpisalo after the shot, and play was over. Like to see the Sabres continue to be nasty. Fourth line here. There's Charlie McAvoy. Okay. OBS. Jonathan, what's going on? St. John's will be Duke because the ratings want to see UConn St. John's. I think the ratings want to see an Arkansas St. John's Final Four. But there's Malenstein camped up in front, just taking an extra whack at Korpisalo. And there's Jonathan Asbro for the Bruins to respond. But the puck was well covered. We're not going to get a penalty for this, right? That'd be really soft. Nah, it didn't. We have a penalty? Oh, it looks like we're at 4-on-4 hockey here. So Malenstein's going to go to the bench for a slash, or to the penalty box for a slash. Jonas Korpisalo's going to get a penalty for a rough. Those are really soft from the refs. I guess they don't want to let this game get away from anyone. But here you have it. We're going to get some 4-on-4 action here, folks. So a little bit of extra time here. Or a little bit of extra space on the ice for both teams. Maybe this opens things up for guys like Tage Thompson. Victor Arvidsson's going to serve the penalty for Boston. There's a little kid messing with Arvidsson next to the penalty box. He's got a smile on his face. Alrighty. 38 people in the chat. There's a guy getting scolded by an usher behind the Sabres bench. Alrighty, here we go. We're finally underway here. Sabres win the face-off. Dolls with the puck. Plays it towards the tuck. He'll drop it for Ryan McLeod. With speed over the blue line. McLeod outside for Tuck. Now to Darlene. Darlene walking towards the face-off dot. Takes the shots. Blockered. Down by Korpisalo. Now here comes Pasternak the other way. He had a breakaway, but he tripped. He tripped over the puck. Oh my god. Good job, Pasternak. Here comes Buffalo again. Darlene couldn't get the return pass. Darlene activating. Plays it back towards McLeod. Middle for Samuelson. His shot blocked. Didn't get anywhere close to Korpisalo. Now Boston will have the puck here. Minton circling away from one. Has it stripped by Sammy. St. Sammy drops it for Darlene. And now here comes Tage. He tried to carry it in, but got stripped at the blue line. Pasternak now with a receiving quick spring pass. He'll drop it here. Zaka's got to be careful. He had a player behind him, but that could have been a 2-on-1 for Buffalo. Here's Pasternak to McAvoy, who leads the rush. Over the blue line. Far side. Quick shot into the glove of Luukkonen, and he will hold on for a whistle. Luukkonen get a heck of a lot more action here in this game than he did on the West Coast trip. I'll tell you that. But there's Darlene looking back at this opportunity. There is a lot of traffic in front of Korpisalo. Good save by him, but here's the chance for Pasternak. He just lost track of the puck along the boards and fell down. He easily could have been in on a breakaway. And if there's a guy who you don't want on the power or on the breakaway, it's David Pasternak. Oh, my clock is behind by a minute. Let's go. Here's Power with a lot of space. He's still going here. Power circling, drops it for Doan. Fakes the one-timer. Now he takes it. He gets checked down to the ice. Maybe high contact. Nothing. And here we go the other way. Now we got whistles. They're going to send both guys, McAvoy and Josh Norris, to the penalty box. McAvoy was livid. The Bruins had a 3-on-1, and the refs blow the whistle dead. So we're going to get a 3-on-3. Ooh, McAvoy's furious. just looking back on this, they just got tied up at center ice here. And McAvoy's trying to pretend he's innocent. Yeah, so we're going to have 3-on-3. Gotta just quickly update the graphic. But there is Zadorov slamming into Doan. Bad play by him. The Sabres are waiting way too long to take these shots. It's leading to a lot of odd man rushes the other way. So we'll have 20 seconds here of 3-on-3 hockey, and then it'll revert back to 4-on-4. So we don't usually often get 3-on-3 hockey in regulation, but for 20 seconds, we will. Power, Byron, McLeod, all on the ice here for Buffalo. This is so weird. 3-on-3 in regulation. Okay. And the McAvoy's still barking at the refs right now. And the ref is like, shut the hell up. He laughed in McAvoy's face. That's good. That's pretty good. But they're trying to figure out the timing right now. The clock is all screwed up. Oh, there we go. Oh, they're gonna cancel out the penalties. It'll be 4-on-4 actually. Okay, never mind. We got 4-on-4 hockey. Yeah, this is a weird game right now. So 20 more seconds of 4-on-4. They're gonna be matching penalties, so they'll just wipe those both off the board, I guess. Alrighty, here. We got play again. Boston has it in their own zone. They're going to circle around with it here for a little bit. Lucas Reichel now on the puck. Set going forward here outside to Lindholm. Elias Lindholm, that is. Chips it forward towards Reichel. Now back to the point. Both guys back out there. So we got 5-on-5 hockey here. So I'm curious to see what the penalties they gave to Norris and McAvoy. Guess what? They weren't fighting. Because those would be 5-minute majors. But usually they... Oh, watch out. There's a turnover here! Arvidsson scores. What the actual hell are the Sabres doing? That is the most bull-crappy goal ever. That is an awful goal to give up here if you're Buffalo. A failed clearance leads to a loose puck, which is chipped forward, and Arvidsson was behind both defensemen. And let's see, it was Tuck being way too lackadaisical at the blue line. Not fighting hard enough to get this puck out. Pasternak was all alone in front. Luukkonen with a good stick check there to get it away from him, but Arvidsson with the follow-up. That was awful. That was awful. I mean, I don't know what the Sabres were doing there. That's just... That's a lucky finish for Arvidsson. He did not get all that puck. And, yeah. Okay. It's 2-1 Boston. Sabres have been playing very sloppy here in this hockey game. They're at 95 points. It's not huddle. And that kind of, you can just feel all the energy drain from KeyBank Center. So Boston with their second. Sawyer, we've won 32 over the last 40 games. Oh, watch out, another turnover in front. Quick. The Sabres just got to stop turning over the puck, but watch out, they have a 2-on-1 the other way. Here comes Krebs. Krebs off the post. Another post. He beat Korpisalo point blank, but it rings square off the post. This is not one of our games again. We got to fight this. There's an outlet pass to the neutral zone. Stanley gets taken out. That's going to be a penalty against Boston. The Sabres' only goal of the game so far has come on the power play, and they'll get another chance here.
I don't like power play.
As Fraser Minton takes out the legs out from underneath Logan Stanley, but... That's right, everyone starts off with 0 points. The Sabres aren't out there yet. Get to 100 points and we're probably okay. But I gotta let my clock catch back up. It's been behind for a while. That was just a weird goal. Weird goal for Boston. Can we stop letting Boston think they're good? Because they're not. Yeah, for once, Logan Stanley's had a net positive. Don't know why he's playing over Zach Metsa, but here we are. But anyways, we'll wait. It's a commercial break right now. I'm not gonna... There we go. Commercial break. Like and sub. I'm gonna look back at the likes. If they're not above 15, I'm gonna rage again. Let's see here. They're at 17. That's more like it. Let's get 3 more to 20. 3 more to 20, folks. All right, let's go. 3 more to 20. Please and thank you. Cheese and crackers. But Buffalo's got to turn it up here. Hopefully their power play... wouldn't this be funny? They went 0 for 3 and 1 for 4 on the penalty kill. Or on the power play and penalty kill versus Anaheim, and they could be 2 for 2 here tonight against Boston. Jackie Redmond is on the bench right now talking to Lindy. Alrighty here. So we got a face-off here. McLeod versus Elias Lindholm as we return to play here. Lindholm a little too jumpy off the top. McLeod loses it. Boston has it in the far corner. They will send it down the ice. Very typical of Buffalo. Crowd just trying to will this team back into the hockey game here. Here's Tage dropping this puck back in the neutral zone. McLeod going across the blue line with some speed here. Finds Zucker down the wall towards Tage. Tage can't handle it cleanly. He'll just shuffle back towards Dahlin. Dahlin now to McLeod. Back to Thompson. Thompson, he's in trouble though. He's got to be careful. There are numbers behind him if he lost that puck. He chips it down into the corner here for McLeod. Sabres just struggling to find any space. Now the Boston Bruins will steal it. Kuznetsov has it. And with a minute 15, will chip it into the Sabres zone. Here's Dahlin. Dahlin puck over. Corrali short angle shot. The Morgs come way off the net from Luukkonen. And we'll get a face off here with it. 8:07. Why do I keep stopping my clock? How does it always end up a minute behind? It's not even... There we go. My clock is kind of being funny here tonight. The sticky keys aren't working. But this has been another really sloppy power play here from Buffalo. Par for the course. And their puck management continues to be subpar. So 8:07 to go here in the second. 59 seconds left on the Sabres power play. Face off in the Sabres zone, as I mentioned. Sabres win it. McLeod under pressure from Kastelik, but the Sabres are looking to get something set up here in the Boston zone. Here's Tage dropping it back again for McLeod up through the far side. Zucker, he's got the lone Sabres goal so far here tonight. Changing places with Dahlin along the boards. Dahlin down low to Zucker. Zucker back to Dahlin. Dahlin towards McLeod. Back up top. They just keep touching the puck along to one another. No one wants to shoot it. Here's McLeod to the corner. McLeod down low. Zucker again. Finds Tage. Tage no shot. Back up top. Dahlin's one-timer. Stopped by Korpisalo. And Boston will just about get it out. Maybe one last rush opportunity here. Quinn's got it at the blue line. Finds Ostlund far side. For Byram, had a little bit of space. Takes the shot. It was a slow roller low. And that's going to do it for the Sabres power play. But they're coming out of the corner again. Walking to the front was Ostlund. But Korpisalo tall to that task and makes the save. But are we making Korpisalo look good? Seriously, guys? All right. But just have Yarmo talk to the players. Yeah, can you remind them how expendable they are? Sabres off the faceoff, win it to the point here for Byram. Byram just across to Power. Power, his shot partially blocked, and Boston can take it back the other way. Here's Zaka on the exit. Drops it here for Arvidsson, looking for the hat trick. Arvidsson drives wide, goes around behind the net. He'll pull up and leave it in the corner for Middlestat. Gains the wall, finds some space, circles and fires it towards the net, blocked. Tuck will circle it down, and now Ostlund here for Buffalo to Power. Finds Norris. Norris cross ice for Ostlund. Ostlund under pressure from Middlestat. Ventures into the corner. Now it pops in front. Norris to Byram. Some space. Shot! Blockered by Korpisalo. And Peak now will clear it. Sabres starting to settle into the Boston zone. Byram now gains the zone, finds Benson. Pass was in his skates. He'll just circle it to the far side. Byram skated all the way over there, but can't keep it in. Here's Arvidsson. He's been the most dangerous player on the ice tonight. He'll just whack it ahead and go off for a line change. Here's Byram with the pass, chips it into the Boston zone. Karrakin on the forecheck. Goes to the near side corner. Sabres force a turnover. Here's Beck Malenstein. Malenstein curling down low. Bounces one towards the point. Here's a shot. Straight into the traffic. Korpisalo saw through it, though. And Boston again clears. Pasternak battling away with Power. He wins it. Boston moving forward here with Fraser Minton. To the far side, intercepted by Power. But they can't get it far forward. Here's Kuznetsov cycling it down for Pasternak. Pasternak, toe drag, steps around one. He'll pull up again, backhands it to the point. That just leaks out of the Sabres zone and back to neutral ice. Here's Lindholm, Hampus Lindholm. Sends it around the boards. Canceled out by Zucker. They'll get it to the center ice, but I don't know why the Sabres aren't making smart decisions right now with the puck. Here's Timmins now. Finds McLeod going for it, but just no space right now for the Sabres in the neutral zone. Here's Logan Stanley, finds McLeod. He'll spin forward here. Maybe this is an opportunity. He gains the red line, but turns it over. And now, oof, and here's a 2-on-1 for Geeky. Geeky, far side. Pass just missed the stick of someone. I think that was Lucas Reichel. Here's Morgan Geeky with a no-look centering pass here. Picked off by Logan Stanley, and he'll slowly come up to the Boston blue line. Quinn just fires this one into the Sabres zone. Korpisalo pulls up and leaves it there. Here's Jeannot. Just Sabres with nothing much here. Turnover, though. They force a turnover. Here's Krebs centering this one, looking for the stick of Tage or Tuck. Neither can get to that one. And now Zadorov will swat this all the way down. It's going to go on net. Luukkonen will have to play and negate the icing. Here's Samuelson. His pass finds Tage. Tage walking towards the middle of the ice. That save was made by Korpisalo. He didn't know where the rebound went afterwards. Nobody could jump on that, though. Would have been a goal. There's a bad angle shot. Easily seen and saved by Luukkonen. Jonas Korpisalo is going to look very good here tonight. Or he's been looking very good. He made a big lunging save on Tage Thompson there. But Buffalo just doesn't have a lot of speed going through the neutral zone, and right now they are devoid of answers. Korpisalo is playing well, Boston's playing well, they're playing their slow, gritty style of hockey that they normally do, and it's working. And it's very annoying and rough to watch. Bro, sore throats, yeah, they are pretty annoying. 19 likes, we're doing good. Oh. No one can see me. There we go, we're back. Oh. My face is all blurry and stuff. Sorry, folks. It's gonna be annoying to watch. But we're in a commercial break right now. There's the stupid graphic. Remember, we'll have Kale again on the intermission report. But Buffalo's right now in a bit of a slump. That's got to change here. All right. We're about to return here. Well, thank you, elderly honk. All right, we're about to return from play here, folks. Boston maintaining their 2-1 lead. They're playing a very annoying, boring style of hockey, and it's pissing me off. We're right now 1-1-1 against Boston this season, so they've gotten us gotten better than us, gotten the better of us. God, I can't talk. Why are words so difficult? And the Sabres just turned the puck over again at the neutral zone. This time it was Doan to Arvidsson, his one-timer off the outside of the net. That was scary. Now he centers this one. McAvoy with a shot. Nice save by Luukkonen coming out to challenge it. But Buffalo, what the actual... How is this puck management? They are in a major slump in this game. And I'd also argue the Anaheim game. Anaheim just plays a more open style. They play river hockey. But this has been a rough game tonight from Buffalo. They need to snap out of it. Keep collecting points. That's your biggest goal. And maintain your lead at the top of the Atlantic and maybe even jump into first in the Eastern Conference. Face off here. Again, Boston wins it. This is a huge problem. There is a mismanaged puck there at the blue line. McAvoy able to just keep it in at the blue line. Now Buffalo's got finally some space to skate forward here. Here's Benson. He'll chip it into the far corner. Carrick wins the foot race. He'll whack it towards Benson on the near side. Benson finds Carrick. Carrick spinning around. Still has the puck on his stick. Sends it towards the point. Byram, good shielding effort by him. Centers this one to Carrick. Top of the zone. Takes the shot. Just wide of Korpisalo. Benson now behind the net. Benson walks out from the goal line. Plays it to the point here for Byram. Back to Power. Power towards the middle of the ice. Got to be careful here. Dishes it out wide into the corner. Finds Benson. He gets spun around. No call. Byram again curling out high. He stops on a dime. Pulls up. Walks it down again. Benson leaves it here for Power. Good shift, but no shots to show for it. Malenstein now circling around in the corner. He'll play it back to Power. Now there's a shot. Doesn't even get close to Korpisalo. He was looking for the deflection, though. And now the Bruins finally get it out. And that'll be an icing call here against Boston. So we got 1:36 to go here in the second period. But there was a lot of circling around there from the Sabres on that shift. Just no shots on goal. Can't score if you can't shoot. If you don't shoot. McLeod now leading into this faceoff. The $1:36 to go. McLeod, he'll win it to the point. Samuelson walks down the line. Gets it to McLeod, but that's an awful pass. It goes out of the zone. This is a very frustrating game right now. Sabres will shoot it around the boards. Here's Zucker. Around again, but Dahlin wasn't there. And now Boston finally will get some line changes. And now Kuznetsov lifts the stick. What is Buffalo doing with these passes? Wake up! We haven't seen this in a while from this team, but my goodness, it's frustrating. Got a minute to go here in the second period. Lindholm takes it away from Quinn. He'll scoot it ahead to Lucas Reichel. Reichel pulls up, trying to walk around down lane. He does, looking for a pass to Lindholm. He had a lane on the near side, but picked off here by Buffalo. And here's Zucker. Finds Samuelsson. Samuelsson chips it into the corner. Korpisalo just calmly plays it around the boards. Boston gets it out again. Can't give up another goal here. Lindholm dropping it back to Geeky. Pass misses his first target. Goes to the point. Peak shot into the glove of Luukkonen. Got 19 likes still. Come on, one more. Let's get one more. 20. Buffalo's got a chance to continue to separate themselves between them and Boston and Detroit, I guess. But this has not been a good game. I hope Lindy tears into them. They have no reason either to be tired. I know they've been playing up to a very high standard the last 40 games, but it just can't stop. Playoffs are coming up. Now is not the time to settle down again. Arvidsson with a shot. Good track back by Timmins, and less than 10 to go. The Sabres will just play it around here. Stanley in his own zone. Skates it forward, finds Thompson. He'll send a flutterer in on Korpisalo, and that'll go out of play with 0.7 seconds to go. They're going to put time back on this clock. Korpisalo with a massive mistake gives the Sabres one last opportunity here. So we got about a second to go here. So 0.9 seconds are on the clock, folks. Just enough time to get one more shot off. Doubt it will end up in a goal. Nope, now they're going to put 2 seconds. So we got 2 seconds even on the clock right now. Just enough time to get a shot off and get it in. We got Peyton Krebs. Yeah, Peyton Krebs leaning into this faceoff here. Tage just behind him. He can't win it. Gets it back towards Power, but not enough there. Not enough time on the clock. That will do it for this second period. The Sabres will exit it down by a goal. So very frustrating there. Definitely a very gritty and grimy second period. Just an overall game, I guess. But anywho, still plenty of time. 20 more minutes left in this hockey game. But I don't know. We just gotta be better. Stronger on our sticks. Make better passes here. It's just gotta be better. Has to be better. Alright, let me get the intermission clock up. But we will continue to wait here for Cal. Oh, he is into the live stream chat. Let's get Cal over there. And there he is, Cal. I'm gonna depart for a few minutes and get my water. I'll just leave you with this thought. Kind of a frustrating game so far.
Yeah, absolutely. The Sabres appear not so much disinterested in the game, but I would say there's a little bit of a lack of urgency in this one, and they've been here, they've done that, so I'm not too concerned. I think they're going to come out strong to start the third, but certainly unfortunate to give up that goal in the second period and not be able to capitalize on their power play opportunity. That fourth line shift towards the end of the second period really salvaged what would have been a terrible period. They that shift kind of got them back in the game, got them back in that flow state. And I think they're going to be just fine going into the third period in this game. But yeah, unfortunately, Boston able to take a 2-1 lead there. So much for my 5-1 kind of hope / prediction at the end of the first period. The Sabres still have not kind of gotten into the game. With that being said, I think the Sabres have a strong chance to at least get a point out of this game. They always start slow against Boston. They've had success in the third period in recent times against Boston. I think back to that first meeting or second meeting against them this season where they were in Boston. Boston got out to an early lead and the Sabres kept chipping away, found a way to get it to overtime. They lost that game, but they still were able to get a point and come back from what was a terrible start. Stanley drew a penalty. I thought he's looked okay, but once again, a couple times when Stanley and Timmins were out there in this game, all of a sudden there's a turnover from a forward, and the defensemen are just not back in the right positioning, leading to some easy chances for Boston. UPL on the one goal he did give up, you can't really blame him too much. He made a nice poke check move, and unfortunately, no one was back checking, and the puck ended up rolling into the net anyway off of Arvidsson's stick. But it is what it is.
Hi.
We will see it. Don is back now, I believe.
I am back with my cup of water. That was incredibly important for the quality of me in this channel, okay? What were you talking about? Catch me up. Just say everything you said in the last minutes.
Just summarizing.
Oh, sorry, go.
Summarizing the period, basically saying penalty or power play was not so great. They failed to capitalize, but a good showing by the fourth line once again in that period, especially last shift they had.
Yeah, and well, Cal, I will also say this. A lot of the big reason why the Sabres, I don't think, are generating much is because their rush has been stymied here by Boston. And this season, more than anything else, they found different ways to win. Just seems like Boston's doing a really good job plugging everything up in the middle 20 feet of the ice.
Yeah, they got to find a way to make their speed difference matter in this game. Boston, more of a not so much clunky, but physical team, whereas they have a couple lines that thrive on speed and, like you said, in the rush. And the Sabres just have not been able to get past that blue line. The fourth line has, and they've been able to kind of dump and chase. But on these more offensive-minded lines, they have to find a way inside the zone, and they're going to have to switch up kind of the style. We see on the power play again, they just fail to get it set up. They bunch up. And if you want to have any success in the playoffs, special teams is so crucial, especially in the playoffs. This power play has to figure it out, and if they don't figure it out, you have to figure out at least one thing that can get it set up, and they've yet to do that all season long. They just cannot get it set up until there's 30 seconds left in the power play. And then if they do score, great, but you've already wasted a minute and a half. How many scoring chances, how many chances to make the other team tired, to make the other chance lose faith, to make the other team's goalie tired? I mean, it's just nonstop missed opportunities when this power play just cycles the puck, they lose it, and they waste half of the power play in the neutral zone, just kind of flustered, not finding a way inside the zone. And we've seen that 5-on-5 tonight too. They cannot get the puck in the zone.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. They just it's really, I keep saying this word, frustrating, because we know this team can do more. We know they can be better, and tonight they just really haven't had that pop. Another big reason why the Sabres have been struggling is their puck management has been strange. Where at the blue line, and it's leading to odd man rushes the other way. It's been really sloppy in that sense.
Yeah, a lot of turnovers, especially in their own end, which has led to some Boston scoring chances. They have to fix that up in the third period. I think the first thing that to stop that is just to simplify the game, right? Try to get the puck inside the zone. That's all you got to do, right? Keep it vertical, up and down the ice. No more of this, tinkering around. We saw a post hit by Peyton Krebs, but once again, like 3 minutes into the game, Dahlin had that 3-on-1 and decided to pass the puck. Those are opportunities that you cannot give up, especially games. You have to take shots when you have them. And we saw that with Boston as well, where I think it was Geeky had a 2-on-1 and decided to pass it. It doesn't work. You got to take the shot. And like Peyton Krebs did on his opportunity, took the shot, unfortunately hit the post, but 9 out of 10 times that might go in the net. So a good opportunity there. And the Sabres have to take every opportunity they get from here on out because you only got 20 minutes left.
That's right. And the Sabres need these 2 points. They can, as Kale mentioned during the first intermission, move to first in the Eastern Conference. Although, Kale, who would you rather face in their first round of the playoffs should the Sabres maintain their stranglehold on the first place spot? Boston or Ottawa?
Uh, it's tough, right? And the fact that we even get to kind of have this conversation and decide who we want to play is awesome. Of course, we're all just hoping we make the playoffs, and all of a sudden, it's kind of all right. We're going to make it now. Who should we play? Who do we want to play? I honestly don't know. It's gonna be a challenge no matter what. Of course, playoff hockey's different. I don't want to play Columbus. I'll tell you that Columbus has become one of the hottest teams in the league. So if they slip into a wild card spot, that would be terrifying. I know Boston, like we're seeing tonight, maybe a little bit more physical than us. You see Ottawa, a team that has a little bit of chippiness with Kachuk. I know, Detroit's kind of fallen out, but they have a chance to be our opponent as well. Montreal, also a team that we could face somewhere in the mix. They have a lot of speed, not so much the physicality. So it's kind of a flip flop of us in Boston. It's going to be interesting to see whoever we get matched up with. But at the end of the day, I just want the home ice advantage. I think that would be big. And whoever the opponent is, I think, like I said a couple of weeks ago, I don't care if we play Tampa in the first round or the Rangers in the first round. It's the playoffs, it's different hockey, and we have to take it one game at a time.
Yeah, a little bit on the home ice advantage. If we face Montreal, I don't know if we would have much home ice advantage considering
Mm,
what happened last time when all those Canadians fans invaded. That would be fantastic if they can
mm.
somehow luck their way, bumble their way into the playoffs. Hey, Sabres win tonight, lose, throw the game on Friday against Detroit. Not saying they would, but they should because Detroit of the Ottawa, Boston, Montreal bunch. Detroit's the weakest team of the crowd, so would like to face them.
And the Sabres have owned Detroit this year.
Yep, we've owned Detroit, we've owned Ottawa. Boston is kind of a mixed bag, and as we're seeing tonight, it's not going to be easy. Although I'd like to think for game one of the playoffs, and if this were to be the same matchup again, the Sabres would have a lot more jump and care of the puck than we have seen so far tonight.
Yeah, and like I said in the last video that I recorded with the Sabres, that the playoff experience is going to be a huge factor down the stretch. I mean, some of these guys have played in games, but it's been a while for almost everyone on this roster since they've touched playoff ice. Some of the Sabres' best players, Darlene Thompson, just to name a couple, have never played in the playoffs. So that's going to be a huge learning curve, and they're going to have to adjust very quickly into the playoffs. You cannot take 4 or 5 games to adjust to the playoff game because if you do that, you're going to be out before you even know what hit you. That's how quick it happens in the NHL. You got to adapt and overcome these small challenges that you're going to face in the playoffs. Get back on your feet. If you lose a game, you got to get back up and win the next one. It's challenging. It's tough. From an outsider's point of view, who's watched all these other teams have fun in the playoffs these last 14 years, it really is a game of, brotherhood and who can be the best team in the playoffs, who can stand up for each other, who can endure the most, struggle and, come back. It's not so much talent. It's more so, that brotherhood in the playoffs. And the Sabres have certainly had that this year, but can they carry it over into that different game, which is playoff hockey?
Yeah, that's a good thought to have. And Coyote is going to be at the game on Friday. So, yeah, actually, let's not throw the game. Coyote will be there. Don't want to ruin his experience. But another big thought to have, Kale, is whether or not Lindy will jumble up the lines here in this third period. I got to say, I haven't noticed the third line very much in this hockey game. McLeod's been kind of quiet. No, Oslin's been pretty quiet as well. Josh Stone's had a few moments sprinkled here and there, but I think he's been Norris here. So, what do you think's been working? Who do you think's not?
Yeah. Yeah, I think you got to jumble up the lines completely. I think you got to get Tage Thompson some more opportunities. Maybe pair him up with Benson again. Those two work together, so maybe you do shuffle that up a little bit. Krebs on that fourth line is interchangeable. I think you could put him down there, and the fourth line will continue to be a wrecking force for the third period. And then those middle two lines, maybe shuffle them up as well. You got to get something going, and this team has had a lot of line combos this entire season, so they do have the flexibility to move around a guy like McLeod and put him on the second line and maybe drop Norris the third line, something of that nature. I pulled out a random card, and it is the Victoria Cougars here. That was one of the cards in the drawer. Quick lesson on them: their GM was Lyle Moffat, Coach Rick Hopper. Just in case you guys didn't know, Victoria, NHL goaltender, judged by many to be the best. Grant Fuhr of the Edmonton Oilers played for this team apparently, so pretty cool.
What are they, a junior team?
I'm not sure. This was from the 91-92 season. Let's see if it says it's a
Does it say league?
yeah, junior hockey in Victoria. Yep.
Yep. What is Victoria? What is that in British Columbia? I think that's in British Columbia.
Sounds about right.
Victoria Island. Yeah, something like that.
Trying to find some more NHL cards here to show during the intermission. I got this big drawer of duplicates, but there's a lot of old baseball and football in here.
I never knew that. So, Kel, you collect hockey cards now? It used to be Pokemon cards for chat who's wondering.
Oh yeah, dude, we collect anything and everything. I see an NHL one here. Okay, we got a Peter Sidor Kaiwit. I don't know, you guys are gonna help me with the pronunciation on this one.
Oh Jesus.
Hartford Whaler.
Peter Sider Kaiwitz. What is it? It's Peter Sider Kaiwitz?
Yeah, he's like he played in Binghamton in the AHL, then moved to Hartford. Never really had good stats. 3.33 goals against on average in his NHL tenure up to this point.
Very interesting.
From Poland.
Poland. That awful name. Shouldn't. That's mean. Yeah. Cal, are you watching that?
MLB?
Awful
pronunciation.
Yeah, oh yeah. Are you watching the MLB?
Yes,
right
I am. I got it on the other screen here. It looks like the Yankees starting off 5-0.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
What? Who did? I think I said what? Mets play Pirates, right? Is that true? Pirates.
Yeah, Mets play the Pirates. I think I'm gonna be at the game Saturday and Sunday in person, so maybe we'll have a vlog for those.
Oh, nice. Should I get into MLB? Is there going to be a lockout next season? Should I get in now?
Yes, I firmly believe there will be a lockout. I don't know how you implement a salary cap in a league where guys are making $700 million. Soto, Ohtani. So yeah, I think that if there's a year to get into the MLB, it's now, because it might not be an option in the years coming up. All right, so
he's got another card, folks.
I do have another card. We got Las Vegas Golden Knights legend Braden McNabb.
Wow.
What a stud.
Speaking of McNabb, he just headshotted Zach Benson in our game last week.
Yeah, he did. Of course, a Sabre from 2011 to 2014. Had 8 points as a Sabre. Pretty nice.
Very good. Yeah. Big guy. Cal, were you a big Braden McNabb fan when he was here?
Back in the day, I can't say I was a huge fan, but I do remember the name. I remember watching him play a little bit, but was not the biggest fan. I'll tell you who I wasn't a fan of. This guy right here, Tuukka Rask.
Oh yeah, guys, boo for Rask.
Sabres enemy.
Yeah. Cal, you need to get a Luke Adam hockey card. Do you remember him?
Luke Adam. I got someone similar, Matt Martin.
Oh. Well, Luke Adam, wasn't he the... No, I'm thinking Nathan Gerby. Nathan Gerby was the short guy.
The little guy, yeah. Luke Adam was a fighter, I believe.
Yeah. Well, Cal, how do you define little, okay? As a little person myself, I take big offense when people misjudge this, all right?
Little in the NHL, I guess, comparative, you know.
I see.
Oh, here's a classic, Josh Bailey.
Ooh, Josh Bailey. Was he he was the Buffalo native, right? Yeah. From way back when?
No, that is I think that's Justin Bailey. This is Josh Bailey.
Oh. See, I get all my...
Yeah, the actual good player. Yeah.
We should get a Joshua Hosang. Where's a Cliff Poo card?
I wish. I don't even know if they made a Cliff Poo card. I don't know if he's ever gotten one.
They should. He was the centerpiece of that.
Tim Waters.
Who?
Oh yeah, somebody we wanted for sure. Here's a guy, Doug Waite.
Oh,
from the Oilers.
Doug Waite was the head coach of the Islanders for like a sip of coffee there in the mid 2010s.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool looking card.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Got Chris Clark. Andy Moog.
Couch
Tim Thomas, all-time legend.
You should make a members only video.
Nathan Horton.
Nathan Horton.
Just cards. I think so.
Just cards. Just a whole entire cards video. You should.
Oh my goodness! I gotta sleeve this card.
Who the heck? Oh, the 60. Come on. No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that.
I gotta sleeve this. That one's going, and got a Ron Hextall.
We're not gonna...
I got some good ones here.
Carry a big
got a Leon Draisaitl card here, 3rd year.
Yeah, what team did Jack Quinn play for, Cal, before he was drafted to the Buffalo Sabres? Do you know?
These guys. Ottawa.
The Ottawa 67s, yeah.
Ottawa.
Oh yeah. Cal, we got...
Hopefully the chat enjoyed that segment.
Yeah, let's just make this a segment, a permanent segment every second intermission when we all both get tired. Just have Cal. The hell was that? We can just have Cal show up all of his hockey cards. Yeah. All right, Bro's just got the little guys.
Got the soundboard on.
He's discovered all the sounds. All right, there you go. But Cal, thank you
so much.
All
right, 3rd period. Hopefully, yep.
Hopefully, we get a win.
Hopefully the game goes well, and I'll see you guys next time.
Yep. Thank you, Cal. So if you want to see more hockey cards and sound effects stuff, Cal's guy. I'll convince him to do a video. Don't worry, guys. But we're about to get underway here for this 3rd and maybe final period. Boston's going into it up by 2. Can the internet stop being dog shit? 11.7 of my frames have been dropped by this crap known as Spectrum. The gods. Spectrum. Awful. But Sabres got to put everything into this 3rd period. Let's not go down 3-1 because that's probably a death knell. We need to be better with the puck. We need to be better overall. It's time to get a couple of points here. But here we go. We got... hopefully some energetic crowd. Even the crowd hasn't been too jam-packed. It seems like the Sabres false sense of comfort. And I gotta say, a major part of this hockey game has been face-offs, and the Sabres just lost the opening face-off here. Puck is pinned along the near side boards. Don Lane couldn't walk out towards the middle of the ice. Boston will take it back again and will skate forward here with Lindholm. He goes across to McAvoy, who finds Middlestat. His pass bounced off a Sabres leg, and, well, actually, they'll keep it within their possession here. Remy, what's going on? I can see you're unhappy with the tuck effort on that 2nd goal. I am too. Nope, looks like the Sabres are offsides. Delayed offsides here. Now they're good. Here's Buffalo. Oh, actually, Boston. Alright, can we, not lose back-to-back games here? Sabres with a little nice outlet pass to find Jack Quinn. He's been kind of quiet tonight. Quinn sends it towards the net. Zucker was there, couldn't jam it home. Zucker again trying to send this one out in front. He was looking for Quinn. His stick was tied up, though. Boston now can come the other way. Here's Minton in the corner. Pulls up. He sends one through the crease. Missed everybody. Now finds Aspero. He'll just keep the zone here. Kuznetsov. Played along the wall, but loses it to McLeod. And now Buffalo. That pass, Zucker was looking for McLeod, but miscommunication because McLeod had gone off to the bench. McAvoy now. Zips it in. Luukkonen. Goes under his stick. Straight to Logan Stanley. He'll chip it out to center, but again, straight to a Boston Bruins player. And that'll be an icy call, though. That would be a cool segment sometimes, just talking car collection. Yeah, and maybe I should, for one of these intermissions as well. You guys, I can barely see it here, but right down there, I got a bunch of vinyls. Got about 100 vinyls lined up in this bookshelf here. So maybe I will show you guys some of my music collection. Sabres win a faceoff here. That shot from the point, blocked, bounced right to Samuelsson. He'll just chip it into the corner. Austin's got to be careful there. Come on, Buffalo. Let's do something. Sabres shooting this one in. Sabres only have 3. Ooh, good check. Austin gets decked along the near side boards. Can't keep possession, but Buffalo able to just keep it in. Tuck, that shot, or that puck fired, just missed the head of Norris. Yeah, Norris has not been good enough. He's been in a pretty massive slump. About a third of his season has been a slump, so I don't know if he's 100% healthy. I'm sick and tired of wondering whether or not he's healthy, but, you know, it's a fair question. Annoying question. Boston sends the puck into the Sabres' far corner, but Krebs will skate it out. Can't get it much farther than center ice, though. Bruins have been just pestering the heck out of Buffalo, really disrupting our rushes. Now Thompson can't handle that pass. They are just unsettled right now, folks. They're really fighting this puck. Corrali with a shot. Easily sticked aside by Luukkonen. Jeannot just drew a penalty by... Oh, come on, Logan Stanley. He just tripped Tanner Jeannot in the far corner, and that will be a power play here for Boston. Exactly the thing he didn't want to give them. Good job, Logan Stanley. Thank you, Stanley, for not moving your feet. He had the puck in his sticks. He just stuck a leg out. I don't know what the hell that was, but... This is a huge opportunity for Boston. Buffalo's been struggling to get anything going. And they go up by 2, like I said, at the top of this period. That could be it. Sabres, though, win the faceoff. They'll send it down the ice here. Korpisalo will leave it behind his own net. Typical penalty killers out there on the ice here for Buffalo. Tuck, McLeod, Samuelsson, Timmins. Sabres get to that loose puck again, and they will send it down the ice once more. Yeah, well, Remy, we also were starting off from a far worse position than Boston was. But it does put into stark terms how competitive the Eastern Conference has been this year. Here's Pavel Zacha gaining the line, finds McAvoy at the line, sends it down low to Geeky. Geeky up top to McAvoy. His shot blocked by McLeod, and now McLeod one-on-one with, or that was Benson. He'll just slow things down. Now he'll cross in over the Boston blue line. He'll send a shot towards the net. Glove down by Korpisalo. And now Boston will just have it in their own zone. Casey Middlestat. I always liked Casey Middlestat. He was too weak to be a third-line center. But I always liked him. That puck jumps over the stick of Timmins. Arvidsson, that's a guy I'm scared of. He's got 2 goals tonight. Sends it across. Pasternak slap pass down low to Minton. Can't send it in front. He'll just play it back to the point for Lowry. Lowry, his pass, nearly intercepted by McLeod. McLeod now finally digs for it. He'll sauce it across. Tuck's got to get there. He will slap it down the ice. 20 seconds to go. We're winning the cup. What are you talking about? What, we cleared the zone? But yeah, the Sabres definitely feeling it. There we go. Luukkonen now with the final clearing of the game. And watch out! Benson strips a guy. Benson's in! Scores! There's a skirmish after the play. Benson decked into the net by Middlestat, but it doesn't matter. He strips a player of the puck and ties the game up at 2. What a goal. Maybe I'm behind, but I'm as far forward as TNT will allow me to be. Luukkonen just lifted that one to center ice, and Lowry gloved it down. Benson strips Lowry, goes in, dekes the crap out of Jonas Korpisalo, and ties this game up at 2. And Malenstein taking exception to the hit that Benson took after the play was over. And now I think is there gonna be a penalty on Lowry? But yeah, Lowry crushes Benson. after he puts it in the back of the net. And it's going to be a
I'm the
power
kind of
play for
guy,
Buffalo.
If I sense you're on a power play, you're out.
So after that's all
don't
over,
like
Lowry
power
goes to the
play
box
people.
for a roughing. Things have just totally done a complete 360 here, folks. I'm going to keep... Oh, wow, I'm really behind. You're right. And now there's a shot in front. They score again! Oh, my God! I just flipped forward, and there's Jason Zucker! The Sabres have stormed back out in front! Are you kidding me? It's a power play goal, the second of the game for Zucker. What a turn of events, ladies and gentlemen. 14:06 to go in this third period. Zucker led the rush into the zone. He pulled it up into the boards. Boston with a failed clear. Very active stick by Tage Thompson. And Thompson, no-look pass in front, finds Zucker, and he slots it past Korpisalo. Buffalo with their first lead of the game. That was a beautiful read by Tage Thompson. I wish my call was better, but whatever. 2 goals in 33 seconds here for the Buffalo Sabres. And I don't think Boston's going to take a penalty this time. They have just totally swung this game. And now the crowd's into it. Here's Power now at center ice. His pass deflects into the Boston zone. I will have to get all that goal information stuff for you folks, but next commercial. So back-to-back goals here from Buffalo. And I think I'm all up to date. Yes, I am. I'm now up to date. TNT have been buffering. They were very much behind, but now we're good. Here's Zadorov leading the rush. His long-range effort goes straight into the glove of Luukkonen. And the crowd serenading the Sabres here. Wow. So just like that, you knew that low right penalty was going to be costly. Stupid play. Absolute killer couple of plays by Mason Lowry. Not only to get stripped of the puck, but also to give up a penalty after the play was over. So we got our commercial break now. Let's get this. Here we go. So I'm going to get the first goal, or the second goal of the game for Buffalo on the board here for you guys. The Zach Benson goal, being a little muskrat as always. All right. So there's that guy. From second period woes, third period cheers. Yes, and the Sabres don't usually come back like this very often. Now, you know, TNT kept flashing the graphic up that we only have 3 comeback wins this season. But that's because the Sabres are always playing with a lead going into the third period, especially over the last 40 games. So there's your answer. That's why that stat isn't more impressive. Jason Zucker, I wish he wasn't 33 because, my God, he is so fun. He's one of my favorite. There are so many dogs on this team, folks. So many dogs. And they are a big reason why this game is totally flipped. Franchise has completely flipped the season in terms of fortune, in terms of play. I mean, it's just great. All right, and there's the Jason Zucker goal. This is the goal that made it 3-2. Zucker from Tage Thompson on the power play. There's George, the athletic director, George Babcock, getting honored pregame. To the Bruins fans wearing the head cracker. Nice. All right, but we have returned to play here, folks. Sabres, puck just gets out of the zone, jumps over the stick of Charlie McAvoy. And here's Sam Carrick hounding a couple of guys. Zaka goes down, nearly forcing the turnover here. Sabres are alive. They're alive for the first time tonight. Oop, Buffalo's offsides. But This is great. This is fantastic. This is what Kale and I were talking about. The Sabres just... And we haven't even been playing that well tonight. It's just... I don't know. It's the fact that the Sabres are a resilient group of guys. They don't need much. They don't need much. And now this whole crowd, they are just jumping. Finally some energy, and they're booing. They're engaged. And Boston's now got to fight for it. They can't afford to keep dropping points. Boston wins the faceoff. Aspero retreating into his own zone. His pass, unfortunately for him, took a bounce off the ref. Boston can't clear. Not on the first, not on the second try. Sabres keep it in. Now they will in the third. Aspero finally, he'll just huff it into the corner. Bounces actually all the way in on Lukin, and he will cover it up. Oh my god, you Wi-Fi! Cardiac kids. Oh yeah. Yeah, Zach Benson's really been fighting. I still think Zach Benson's going to be a star this season, though, folks. He's going to be a star. He's got the work ethic. He does have offensive capabilities, and the fact that he's still producing on the fourth line should tell you everything you need to know about the kid. He is going to be a star, I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Up to 35 points now this season. 3-game point streak. Here's Pasternak. Floating Pasternak. I should pronounce it properly. Pasta, not pasta. Gotta watch out, though. Minton trying to center this one. Pasternak was floating around in the slot there. Sabres break up that play, and they get it out of the zone. Here's Krebs at center ice battling with Kuznetsov. Kuznetsov wins it. He'll play it back towards Lindholm. And now Lindholm, forward for the Bruins. Kuznetsov chips it into the Sabres zone. Power is there with him. Power leaves it in the corner. Norris with some good support. Gets it towards Oslin, who's been quiet tonight. And he will chip it forward towards Tuck. Now Tuck finds Norris with speed. Norris! Good save by Korpisalo. He was looking to go far side with his shot. And now Boston will ice the puck here. Sabres totally have Boston on the back foot. $33 people in the chat. Make sure, folks, as well, to hit that like button and subscribe. I always say it, but we're sitting at 20 likes right now, and that could easily be 25, so as we get closer to the end of this hockey game, let's get that number up. Please and thank you. Cheese and crackers. So, face-off coming to the left of Korpisalo right now. McLeod loses it, bounces straight back to Nikita Zadorov. He was drafted by Buffalo. He would have been nice on the Sabres blue line, but alas. Pass on Middlestat. Middlestat now to Zacha. Up top, Lindholm. His shot straight into the glove of Luukkonen. Yeah. I would love an Eastern Conference Finals of Columbus and Buffalo. Two perennial losers. That'd be nice. Although I really don't want to see Columbus. They are scary. So we got a face-off coming up here, folks. Krebs leaning in versus Arvidsson. Krebs wins it to the corner. Stanley will just lean this one up to center ice. It's gloved down right for Tage Thompson. Here's Tage. His shot off a skate and to the far boards, well wide. Now here's a pickup here for Zacha. Zacha trying to use his speed. He's got it at the center ice. He'll just pull up and chip this into the corner. Dahlin is there to retrieve it. He nearly turned it over to Middlestat. Sabres can't clear. Lindholm will leave it for Arvidsson. Curls takes the shot. Glove down by Lukin and no rebounds. There are a couple guys in his grill, making that his life difficult. But he held on for the whistle for a nice save. A more feisty Stu Barnes. He's got fantastic hands. Zach Benson's got one of the worst shooting percentages on the team. His analytics say he should be scoring like 15 goals. So, you know, there is a lot more to his game. And again, he's only, 19, 20? Like, Benny is... He's a silly little rascal that's got a lot more to prove. And we say little, but he's still 5'10", 5'11". Sabres win the faceoff. They'll chip it out to center ice here. Glove down, but he'll just throw it all the way in on Korpisalo. He left it in a dangerous area. Lindholm had to scurry back. Now Lindholm's pass intercepted here by Buffalo. They're just breaking up plays. Now they're doing what Boston did to us for the first 2 periods. Here's Elias Lindholm. Throws it around the board. Sabres can't clear. Benson trying to reach in for it. Can't. And now it's with Lindholm. He'll just float it towards the net. Didn't make it all the way through to Luukkonen. Around it goes to Lindholm. He finds a man open in the high slot. He couldn't get the shot off. The Bruins starting to collapse in on that goal, but they can't get a shot off before the Sabres clear it down the ice, and it just Korpisalo will be an icing call. 10:08 to go here now in this third. Past Pasternak with a shake of the head on the bench. So, yep, we have reached the midway point here of the third. And I would like this time to say thank you so much for joining me here tonight. I won't be able to stream the Sabres Detroit game on Friday night because it's on NHL Network, and your boy is not going to pay for that shit. All right? I'm not paying for it. That's right. Yep, he knows what's up in the chat. Like and sub, yes. But Stu Barnes is an interesting comp for Zach Benson. Lindholm, a one-timer off the face-off win, wide of Luukkonen. Malenstein, with good position on the low right here, will just chip it out to center ice, and now the Sabres can get some changes. Elias Lindholm, seeing the Sabres making some line changes, quickly ups it to Geeky, but he will roll it back. Low right, across. Boston. Good play inside the blue line here. Geeky has it taken off his stick, goes right to a man on the high slide. It was Zadorov, the one-timer. Good save by Luukkonen to glove it down. Now the Sabres will send it down the ice again for another ice. So Boston's starting to turning it up here. They're increasing the pressure right now on Buffalo. Another face-off here. Won by Buffalo. They'll skate it forward now with Tuck. Tuck plays it to the outside for Norris. Norris just kind of rolls over that stick. He tries to find Ostlund down low. Goes by him and Tuck. And now Boston with a little bit of speed crossing the blue line. Zacha into the corner. He loses control of that puck. Now the Sabres will chip it out. Here's Zadorov now. We'll shake away from Zadorov with the puck. Now Buffalo with Owen Power. Power. His pass just got by Zadorov. McLeod stopped moving his feet for some reason. It allows Andrew Peak to settle on this puck. 8:40 to go here in this third period. The Sabres scored 2 goals in 3 seconds. One with courtesy of Zach Benson. Watch out, Kuznetsov with a good shot. It caught the stick of Samuelson and deflects out of play. But Zach Benson got one, Jason Zucker got the other. And we are going to a commercial break. So make sure to like and sub. Yes, use the boards. And the Sabres have, kind of, throughout this period. We've been using it. My internet is just really bad tonight. I apologize if I'm just continuously chippy, folks. I hope you can hear me, though. Some nights it's great. Other nights it's downright awful. Oh. It doesn't pop up anymore. So yeah, I apologize for all that. 22 likes now for the stream. Thank you so much. But Buffalo looking to collect another 2 points here. Inch closer to 100 points, which should be enough. Should be enough to the playoffs. But we got 35 people in here. I kind of want to go to bed. It's past my bedtime, ladies and gents. And it's a Wednesday night. I got class tomorrow morning. I totally forgot. I have class at 8:30 tomorrow, so let's see. Is it going to be nice? Not to make you all jealous, but it's supposed to be 61 at the low, 83 at the high in terms of weather tomorrow here in Kentucky. Very nice. Very, very nice. I like that. So it's going to be t-shirt and short wear. But, all right. We have returned from commercial break. But look at that. David Pastrnak has an 11-game point streak. Alrighty, we're back. Carrick and Fraser Minton leaning into this faceoff. Carrick with a good win. Plays it to the corner. Dahlin circles it around the boards and just gets it out. But this will be another icing. I'm sorry to hear that, Sawyer. Hope you feel better. I know you said you had COVID. So I hope you get better, pal. Jason Zucker is such a dog. No, Joe, I agree with you. Let's get Timmins. Let's get Logan Stanley. Just be a dumbass and take a penalty, an interference call. Here's Samuelson off another Sabres face-off win. Now they're able to get a couple guys off. Oh, man, you're a dog. Here's sit back, talk on the one-timer, saved by Korpisalo. You distracted me, chat. Again, you gotta stop doing that. Stop it. Oh my god. Yeah, I can't do 4:30 and then wake up at 8:30. I'm not pulling all-nighters. I have a long day tomorrow. I got classes from 8:30 up until I don't get out till 7:40 tomorrow night. So it's a long day. Thursdays are my long day. Sucks, but it's what I signed up for. Got 8 minutes even here. Face off to the point. Sabres can't keep it in. It was Byram reaching for it. Sabres looking to quick up back into the Boston zone. They can't handle the puck though. Zadorov now with the little guy. His pass gets picked off at center ice, and here comes Tuck bulldozing to the outside. He'll hang around, sends it to the shot, sends it to the point. That shot tipped over the crossbar. Tuck again, bumping this back to the point for Byram. Down low to Tuck again. He gets hit hard by Zadorov. And now the Bruins get picked off here. Here comes Josh Norris. Has a stick tied up by Geeky. That's perfectly legal. Good defensive play by him. And now Zadorov gets checked off on the far boards. He rustles a little bit with Norris. Don't injure our glass object. Here's Byram. Outside, looking to send it out in front. Was Austin, but he can't get it there. McLeod. And Boston will just heave it down the ice for an icing. Just looking back on this Zadorov hit and Tuck. Friggin' Zadorov, he's a big meathead. Just wish we could have seen maybe a pass out wide from Norris for the first time in forever. He hangs on to this puck looking to make a shot. And it didn't work that time. Sabres with another good face-off win. Here's Dahlin. Bank can get it to the corner for Zucker. Zucker tucked behind the net. He comes out from the corner here with the puck. He'll just play it down low again. Sabres a little bit of space here. Looking to get it to Quinn. His one-timer blocked in front by Lindholm. There's still a puck battle along the wall. Quinn banks it back towards Zucker. Zucker, he's got on a stick. Takes the spinorama shot. Blocked in front before it can get through to Korpisalo. And the Bruins will just hang on to this one. Zadorov, got to be careful. They'll just get it forward. And now Boston finally can get some line changes here. Arvidsson. He's got the puck. He gets hit hard. But the Sabres can't get it out. Here's Zacha. Along the faceoff dot. Sends it to the point. Quick one-timer. Whistles wide. Sends it out in front. And Middlestat scores. With 6 minutes on the dot, Casey Middlestat comes back to Buffalo and ties the game up. A crucial goal here for Boston. Luukkonen couldn't track it anymore. Took a nasty, wicked bounce off the end boards, and Luukkonen was out of position there, and it goes in. Dahlin and Luukkonen just both couldn't locate the puck there. It was a weird flutterer. Luukkonen got a piece of it, and it just, yeah, I mean, Luukkonen was nowhere to be found in his crease. That's a very preventable goal. And so we're all knotted up at 3. That's Casey Middlestad's 14th goal of the season. Oh, come on, Stanley. Stop just getting rid of the puck. It's not a hot potato. He had a chance to take the rush in there. It's one of the deficiencies I heard about from Jets fans about Logan Stanley's game. Not much puck carrying capabilities in the offensive zone. But all right, we got a game here. Let's see how the Sabres respond. Oh my God, Norris. Here's a pickup here by Connor Timmins. Doesn't see an option through the middle. He'll just ring it around the boards to the far side for Carrick. There's a quick shot deflected wide. Tuck got a piece of it. And now Kuznetsov in the neutral zone. He'll send it into the far corner. Byram gets it first. Byram pressured by Geekie, has to spin away from him. He'll just play it back towards Power. And now Power with the puck on a stick. Looks, his pass deflects into the skates of Lindholm. He'll just pick it up and let it rip into the Sabres end for an icing. 4:50 to go now in this third period. So there's Casey Middlestat. Drafted by the Sabres, traded twice in 3 years, now settled down in Boston. But there's that funny bounce. Ugh. Sabres trying to win this faceoff. They do, but they can't keep it in the zone. Not going to be an icing call against Buffalo. Boston wings it around. Reichel just plays it back towards the D-man. And now here comes Zacha. Zacha, he'll chip it into the Buffalo zone. Byron gets there first. It's been a while for a Byron goal. Since a Byron goal. Here's Quinn now, rolling into the zone, finds McLeod. He ran out of space. He'll just play it to the near side point. Chipped in, held in by Dahlin, chipped into the corners. There's some space behind the net. Looking for Zucker, who was camped out in front, couldn't find him. Here's Samuelson now, off the blue line. He'll play it far side. There's a quick shot. He didn't take the shot. He tried to pass it for McLeod. Misses the mark, and Middlestat now will just hold on to it and send it forward here for Arvidsson. Here's Arvidsson. Guarded by Samuelson. Finds Minton. Minton centering this one. Rolled off the stick of Samuelson. Got to be careful there. Don't want to give up another one for obvious reasons. Oh, Buffalo. Why are we just saying screw it? Ooh, good play by Doan to find Tage. Tage off the bench. We'll chip it into the corner. But Boston just played it with a high stick, so that'll be a whistle here. That's touched up, so 3:17 to go now. Oh, crap. But there's Casey Middlestat. Oh, are we going to the commercial break now, TNT? Let's just skip it. Can we just skip it? Nope. All right. This is Middlestat's 500th career game. But we're in a commercial. Make sure to like and subscribe. Sabres just... I think they've been by far the better team here in this third period. Rami, why are you so negative? Hombre. Am I frozen right now? Orange, what's going on? Orange 95. Hello, hello. We got 26 likes, Orange. Are you going to be to the 27th, or have you already liked? Welcome, welcome. If you guys like this, yeah, you know the deal. I keep repeating myself because I'm tired. I'm so tired right now, folks. My brain, my legs, my body, everything. It's I'm all scrambled. I'm scrambled, and the Sabres are in a very tight 3-3 hockey game. Boston, they lost last night. Cannot afford to go on a losing streak. Nice. Thank you, Orange. All right. We're about to return. Orange, who's your team? Your 25th? Who's that? Who's 25th in the league? I don't tend to look at the standings, especially for teams down there. Very, very weird for me. All right, look at that. We're back. What's going on, Mr. Tong? Here's Tuck with a little bit of space. Takes a one-timer. The rebound was juicy. He was sitting right out in front of Korpisalo, but no one could get there. And now Boston with 3 the other way. Pastrnak just had that puck poked off his stick by Tuck. Good back check by him. Sabres trying to hold on for a point, maybe. Like equals low cortisol. Hell yeah. Here's a battle for the puck. Sabres eventually win it. Oh, you're Seattle? You're not 25th, are you really? Is that how bad the Pacific and the Western Conference is? Here's Byram. He left the puck there. And Boston will now take the puck and double back here. Sabres making some changes here. Neither team wants to concede a point. They don't want to lose one. Sabres, they are the masters of regulation wins this season. Here's Timmins at the side of his net. Pressured again by Geeky. He is a relentless forechecker. Geeky is. Here's a nice pass for McLeod. McLeod over the blue line. Sets it into the middle. There's a shot from Zucker. That takes a deflection off to the corner it goes. Zucker again. Behind the net. Gets some support from McLeod. McLeod out of the point for Timmins. Slide away. He made it all the way through. Here's McLeod. Chips it all the way through to Zucker. Zucker in a dogfight right now. Somehow Peak is able to keep Zucker away from the puck, and now Boston with a $130 will just chip it into the Sabres zone. Wow. Yeah, that's crazy. Here's Tage trying to go across the blue line. Just had it poked off his stick. Dahlin follows up. He'll rock. Boston gets onto it first, and here's Middlestat. He's got that crucial third Boston goal here in this hockey game. He loses the puck in the neutral zone. Sabres chip it in again. They are relentless on the forecheck. Here's Krebs battling away with Lindholm. Krebs to Doan. He'll swing around to the far point. Sabres will just keep it to the outside for now. Here's Krebs again. Took a weird bounce off his stick. He connects with Thompson, though. Thompson, tight turn. Thompson with another one. Thompson now will send it out in front. Tuck was diving there, trying to get a piece of it, but he can't. Boston will clear. 40 seconds remain. Buffalo for the parlay? Hell yeah. Samuelson, he will settle things down here with a half a minute to go. The fans urging him to move forward, but if you're the Sabres, just take the point. Power. Around it goes. Looking for Ostlund. Centers this one. Norris can't get a clean swipe at it. Kept alive by Tuck. To Ostlund. He can't get towards the net, but Boston can't clear either. Now they will. 12 seconds to go. Byram's in a foot race with Pastrnak. Byram wins it, just pins the puck against the boards. Now he'll find Ostlund, and Ostlund, with a second to go, will just hold on to this one. We are going to overtime. So the Sabres and Bruins share some sort of points here. And the Sabres, traditionally, this season, have not been a good overtime team. If they get to a shootout, they're undefeated. But I'd like to see an overtime win. Those are more exciting. But I'm to go to bed. My brain is foggy right now. This is bad for my health. My health doesn't feel anything. I just feel exhaustion. My heart would be racing right now. And maybe it will if the Bruins pick up and win this face-off. at the outset of overtime. But I feel nothing right now. And maybe that's also because the Sabres are sitting at 95 points. But my goodness, 97 just feels and looks right, doesn't it? All we need are 6 more wins to clinch the playoffs. 6 more. Get to 50 wins, you get into the playoffs. No ifs and ors or buts about it, they will clinch. So, it's getting close. It's getting close. No internet! Now is not the time to be buffering! Not the time! Stop! Stop! I told you to stop! Nope, now it goes down again. Screw you! How dare you? But there we go. We got to look at the wild card standings. Buffalo up on the first team out, the New York Islanders. We got 11 points more than they do. Boston, though, they're only got a 2-point buffer, so they need this game. And the Sabres, meanwhile, also have the most regulation wins in the Eastern Conference. So, yay. Carolina has not clinched. No team in the Eastern Conference has clinched. The only 2 teams that have clinched in the entirety of the NHL are, of course, the Central. Dallas and Colorado. Minnesota should be getting there soon. But here we go. We got overtime hockey, folks. Zacha, McAvoy, and Pastrnak out there for Boston. Peyton Krebs, Alex Tuch, and Razzle-Dazzle Dahlin will be out there here for Buffalo. Gotta imagine that if Krebs can win this faceoff, which he doesn't, he would have been off the ice, but now he's stuck. So here we go. We got overtime hockey. There we go. Here's McLeod in lieu of him. Boston circling with this puck at center ice here. David Pastrnak with a goal and assist here tonight. Floats one to the far side for Zacha. He's been very quiet here tonight. Zacha, pressured by Dahlin, plays it to the point for McAvoy. He'll just exit the zone here. Mother Zucker. Here's Pastrnak. Dipsy Danaling plays it to the far side. He scores. Pavel Zacha. It's game over here. Bruins win in overtime. Why are the Sabres just so garbage at 3-on-3? Those are a crucial 2 points there for the Bruins. We just don't win in overtime. It's crazy. We are not a good team 3-on-3. Yeah, we got a point. We're up to 96, but well, that's a deflating end to this hockey game. The Sabres are up 3-2 with 6 minutes left in the third period. But Pavel Zacha ends it here. That sucks. And I want to look at the record when the Sabres are... I mean, that's just... Yeah, but Pavel Zacha scores 38 seconds in overtime. The Sabres never even touched the puck in the extra frame. Luukkonen did not have his best game. Sabres did not have their best games either. But point's a point. They'll go to 44, 20, and 8. Unfortunately, we were not able to see a win here tonight, folks. That sucks. Maybe start Tage Thompson. Yeah, but he didn't exactly have a great overtime in Anaheim. So for the first time in a long time, the Sabres lose back-to-back games, both in overtime. So we keep collecting points on the bright side. On the downside, neither of these 2 games were our strongest, and the Sabres are kind of in a mini little slump. Yeah, Victor, I feel that. Oh, and the internet decides to crash. Maybe that's my cue to head on out, but I'm going to take one more quick look at the like count. We ended with 32. All right, pretty good night. Pretty good night. I want to thank you guys so much for watching this game. I wish I were more energetic here tonight. I'm just not. I'm tired. And unfortunately, the Sabres couldn't win, so that's a real stinker. Make sure to like and subscribe. Hopefully, the Sabres are better on Friday night. I, unfortunately, will not be streaming that game because it's on NHL Network. I will consider maybe doing the Seattle game, though, on Saturday. But anywho, folks, let's do some shout-outs here at the end. Sawyer, Victor, Joe, DJ, yada, yada, yada. Orange, Tong Code something, I can't pronounce that name. Stenarts, Cal's here. Thanks, Cal, for participating.